Cowboys all season long. And we've been talking about it. Like, we've literally been talking about how fraudulent both teams were all year long. Like, let them play somebody. Let them play somebody. We thought it was going to have to be a squad.
Yeah. Dude, Toronto just scored instantly. Oh, let's go. Oh, my God.
Need that?
I do need it for the crazy parlay. That's just like, wow. Okay. Anyways, no. Dude,
we're all locked in on other stuff, too. Don't get it twisted. We got action.
Worried. I'm not worried. We do have actions today. I'm excited to just talk about live bets and stuff like that while we're going through the show. But no, dude, the Eagles. I watched a clip on Twitter or TikTok rather. It came up on my For You page. This guy was talking about. Well, it was one of the casters. I wish I had looked it up and actually like researched who the caster was. It was an announcer after the game. It was like a Monday night game or something like that. And it was like super late, 11 o'clock. He's like, man, I'm so tired right now, and so my filter's just off. But I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say something that I probably shouldn't say. I think that the Eagles offense is playing at like a high school level. And he's just like, it's predictable, it's easy. He's like, I'm in a flag football league with 5 players and I'm the coach, and I think that we have a better offense than the Eagles offense right now.
One of the issues too.
No, he wasn't.
One of the issues too with that offense is like, the pressure is coming. Like, they did these little things, right? Like when they're motioning players, like you could see that Tampa was in man based on the motion that they got. And they still weren't adjusting for blitzes. And their play call was awful. Dude, I watched this one of Dan Orlovsky redoing it and like redoing one of the plays, and they just ran 4 verts. Knowing a blitz was coming. There was no rub route. There was no like, what are we doing?
Dude, Dan Orlovsky picked the Rams, dude. He's dead to me.
Bad.
I know.
That's unfortunate, dude. Dude, another thing that I noticed too, my camera's frozen right now. Which is very strange. I'll just turn it off and on.
That's how you fix things.
That's true. That is fact.
It is. There it is, dude. A little bit worse quality. Hopefully it'll get better. One thing I also noticed was, dude, the very first drive, DeAndre Swift, 10 yards, first play of the game. Right?
Stop giving him the ball.
No. They just stopped running.
Yeah. Until the fourth quarter when they were down a bunch.
After the opening drive, DeAndre Swift first play, 10-yard run, and then literally after that play, they ended up punting a couple plays later, but then they went 11 passes, 1 rush, throughout their next 3 drives. It's like, what are you guys?
You can't do that,
dude. And Jalen's hurt, dude. I predicted how that game was gonna go. I'm sitting here like, dude, he's gonna have wonky passes. It's not gonna be clean. Like, no matter what, I don't care. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I would say over 50% of his throws were wobbly, bad throws.
Yeah. And how is that the plan with him somewhat injured and no AJ Brown?
That's my thing. You have no AJ Brown. He's got a mallet finger, and you have DeAndre Swift getting 5-10 yards a pop. And you're just like,
and
Gainwell's
not
terrible
terrible either
today.
Yeah, and they weren't even airing it out in a good way. They're just chucking the ball in the air, hoping that someone comes down with it. And Devontae did a couple times.
I know.
They should have ran DeAndre Swift and Gainwell into the ground and Jalen into the ground to do that. Like, if they were really, if they were trying to win the game, I think they might not have even tried to win the game.
I think they tried. I think,
dude, hear me out. Jalen Hurts ran the ball maybe twice.
That's true. His over on rushing should have hit.
Dude, I slammed it. I was like, dude, this is I had Gainwell over rushing, DeAndre Swift over rushing, Jalen over rushing. I'm like, dude, this is gonna be a run game. It's all they have. It's all they have.
It's all they should have done.
Wide receivers out.
Did you hear what Hurt said after the game, guys?
What?
No.
He goes, sometimes it's just not your year. And to me, they went into the game thinking it was not their year.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean? Like they lit. Like,
what do you
after
mean by
that? I was like,
what do you mean by that?
I was like, didn't it look like that was their mentality before the game?
It did, but it's crazy to me that Jason Kelce, who's a hell of a leader and a hell of a football player, couldn't get that ready to go for his last game. Like, he knew it was his last game if they lost.
But it's not on him though.
It's not on him at all.
Dude, it's the coaching. Dude, that is Seriani and whoever their offensive coordinator is that I don't know off the top of my head. Like, an absolute.
Hey, you know how we go into the Wikipedia, how did he get here? And you love that? I went into the freaking bag today of Sirianni's how did he get where he is. We're doing it, man. We're doing it. We're
let's go right into Sirianni.
This is his path. This is his path, all right? 2004 to 2005, Mount Union, defensive backs coach. 2006 to 2008, IUP, wide receivers coach. 2009, Kansas City Chiefs, offensive quality control. 2010, Kansas City Chiefs, assistant quarterbacks. 2011, offensive quality control. 2012, wide receivers coach. That's his first, you're responsible for a group of people.
Right.
Then he goes to San Diego the next year. 2013, offensive quality control coach. Then this is where it gets good. San Diego Chargers 2014 and 15 quarterbacks coach, Phillip Rivers. This is where the ride a coattail starts. San Diego Chargers / LA Chargers wide receivers coach 2016 and 17. So he weirdly enough got moved out of the quarterback room back to the receivers room for 2 years. Weird. I don't know. Then he went to the Colts as the offensive coordinator from 18, 19, and 20. How? I don't know. I don't know what he did. I don't know how he got there. I don't know how he got the offensive coordinator job, but whatever. What did the Colts do in those 3 years?
That's a good question. I was just about to ask that. What was? Do you tell me? Tell me you know.
What were the years?
I don't
again?
know. I have no idea. 2008, 18, 19, and 20. That's when Phillip Rivers
record 2018.
Oh, I thought those were luck years.
They were 10 and 6.
Okay, and then how about 19?
2019, they were 7 and 9.
Okay, 2020.
11 and 5.
Okay, and that's the Colts in the AFC South. Do you want to know what happens the very next year after that COVID year in 2020? The new Philadelphia Eagles head coach is announced, Nick Sirianni.
That's pretty wild. And he had Andrew Luck, and I think he got a lot of credit for going from Andrew Luck to the next. I think they had 2 other quarterbacks, maybe more even.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett was on the team, and then they were winning games. Like Ty just said, in 2020 they were still winning games somehow, and so that's what got him in. That's crazy.
That's it, dude. But think about it. Like the Philadelphia Eagles, like a historic franchise, like that was the guy. And that's just like we talk about that on the show. Like, how do people get where they are?
Get there.
Yeah.
No head coaching experience. By the way, no head coaching experience ever in his entire career. Right.
Only a couple years of coordinating.
A couple years of coordinating, and that's.
Dude, that's just like that is literally my whole everything in a nutshell. You look at a team, they look so freaking unprepared, right? And this is the stuff that I like talking about. So when I was with the Falcons, Dan Quinn was the head coach, and he was a hell of a head coach. He was like the culture guy. Like he was responsible for everything, but we had coordinators. He did not coordinate. When shit hit the fan on defense and we started sucking ass, he moved the defense. Like he started calling plays again on defense. Like that was his rise to fame. Obviously DC with the Cowboys, whatever. But he had to retake over the defensive play calling because he could. The Eagles' offensive play calling has been so bad all year long. You did not see Sirianni step in one time to be like, no, this is how it needs to be done. It's just as much on Sirianni allowing this bullshit to go on the field every single week in this unprepared scheme. You have to put the hammer down at some point, or else it's going to fall back on you.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there are people saying the only way that you miss that many tackles is if you don't practice tackling. That was the only explanation.
Dude, one of my favorite videos, Chris, that I just saw was it's re-trending again on social media, was when Dan Campbell on Hard Knocks is telling the team why he's taking them through these practices and why he's making them hit each other. And he's like, you got to trust me, man. You got to trust me. I have a plan. I swear to you, I have a plan. All I think about is you guys. I know you don't want to be injured. I know you don't want to hit each other, but we're going to not be ready until week 8. If we don't do this now, it's crazy. So we're practicing different.
He was in full pads before anyone else in training camp.
Right. And he's like, we have to do this to get ready. You know what's interesting to me about the Eagles, though, guys, that I feel like somehow gets overlooked, but to me, it's one of the craziest stories that I've seen since I've started following football in a really, really big way. Is it's just an organizational issue. They won a Super Bowl and blew the team up right after. They got rid of Doug Peterson. There was drama between him and Carson Wentz and who should start and Nick Foles. And then Doug Peterson's just gone. And then they bring in Sirianni. And one of the big reasons that Peterson was gone is because they couldn't agree on who should run the offense. And now here we are again after an okay year and a half of offense, and they've just spiraled out of control the last 7-8 weeks.
If they didn't have the tush push,
dude, I'll say that. I'll say that until I'm in the grave, dude.
Tush push.
They were carried completely, dude. Someone said they very could have been in my chat. I talk about Eagles all day. They're like, dude, the record, they could have been 6-6. When they were 11-1, they could have been 6-6.
Yeah.
And it's because that tush push, dude. I'm just saying.
I will say this, dude. Having offensive consistency is one of the hardest things to do in this league. So the highest tenured right now offensive coordinator, and I forget which team, it's 5 years. And it's because these guys are just getting sniped.
Yeah.
Like even Eric Bieniemy, who was one of the most tenured, like people say that's part of the reason the Chiefs offense fell off, right? It's just this attention to detail, right? That little discipline. And so it's just tough. And it's coming for the Lions.
Yeah, Ben Johnson, baby. We're gonna get there.
I feel bad for you guys, man.
Yeah, dude, I mean, is there any chance that we just snag another great offensive coordinator?
Probably gonna promote. Campbell's got an idea. He's got a plan.
He'll promote with him, man. We got to remember he's the one who saw Ben Johnson and moved him in that position in the first place when no one else was giving him a chance. So we got to trust that him and Holmes know what they're doing.
Right. And guess who else has the keys to the car now? Just like how Love has the keys to the car in Green Bay.
Jared Goff, baby.
It's Goff's offense. So he knows it just as well as Ben.
I love it, dude. Speaking of, guys, let's get there real quick. Let's just start here. The Detroit Lions won their first playoff game since the 90s, the early 90s.
Hey, boys.
And we were there for it. And what I would say is a top 5 night of my life. Unbelievable. The atmosphere was electric. And they did it in just such a fun way. It was so great to be with the Blevins bros cheering like absolute crazy. And they did it, guys.
I'm so happy for you guys, man.
You should have seen this.
I was secondhand, just so happy that played out.
This cathartic release, Kurt. Like when Jared Goff took the first knee.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
I had no control. I just started weeping.
Dude, I love that.
I just started.
It's your whole life, man.
It was just like all the pain, all the doubt, everything was just washed away in one moment, and I just felt like my whole body just felt it, dude. And I just let myself feel it, dude. I wasn't even trying to hold it back.
I think I screamed "It was always the Lions" over 50 times in 2 minutes. Just top of my lungs.
And we have so many videos too, so we'll have that forever. We have great pictures and videos and stuff like that. Dude, surprisingly enough, so I was the NFL's Creator of the Week. That they chose to kind of follow around, dude. There's they're uploading videos and footage constantly throughout the last couple of days. They just uploaded a YouTube short as well. But dude, it's crazy. Also, that Ninja Has a Low Taper Fade NFL has 13 million views on TikTok.
Yeah,
they uploaded me saying
that was iconic.
Dude, the Brooklyn Nets just keep re-uploading it in different variations.
Yeah,
very strange. But anyways, focusing
out here.
Lions game. I will say, we got I think we kicked a field goal in the second half,
a 53-yarder,
and the 54 yards, and the over didn't hit for me by 1 point, which is fine. I would have won $3,000. I wasn't even paying attention to that bet.
Yeah,
but because dude, I had a pit in my stomach the entire time. Every time I was screaming. By the way, every time I was screaming, I almost passed out because I was so nervous. Yep. I was standing up and I was screaming ah. I literally almost passed out every single play.
We were standing and sitting and standing and screaming and sitting to get ourselves ready for the next scream.
Yeah. I needed to sit down on defense every single drive because I thought I was going to pass out.
Oh, dude, my voice yesterday. Whew.
How loud was that place?
Dude,
it was loud. It was anywhere from 115 to 120 decibels.
It wasn't even the decibels, Kurt. It was every single play. Yeah. Every time Stafford went from the sideline to the huddle.
Yeah.
Until after he snapped it.
Down,
third. You guys are undefeated at home in the playoffs.
And
never lost a Ford Field.
When he goes, every time he went like this, every time he tried to change the
play,
it got louder. It got louder. Every time he went he was yeah, you just dude, it raised it was crazy. We saw he was trying to communicate.
The fans did not affect Stafford that much, right? He had a great game. He
had an amazing game.
But we stole 2 timeouts from McVay before he wanted to. And that allowed us to close the game out.
And a couple pressures from the noise for sure. For the O-line not being ready when the ball was snapped. And
Stafford played out of his mind.
Dude.
He gave it. He literally could not have played better, and you guys still won. That was what I was most impressed about. He could not have done anything better that game. He gave you every last blow that he had. He was like the final boss, dude. He felt like the final boss that you guys needed to get over that hump, and you guys freaking did it.
I mean, dude, huge credit though to the Lions defense in the red zone. They gave up a lot of yards and a couple big tutties, obviously, but they had 0 touchdowns in the red zone. I think Stafford was like 3 of 10 or something, like some ridiculous stat in the red zone as well. So like we play bend and don't break now, and it's tough to score on us when you get close to the end zone. I'm telling you, Kurt, I never thought of this until yesterday. Actually, I didn't even like think to myself, who's the top quarterback in the NFC right now in the playoffs? If you include, obviously the Packers, the Cowboys, it was Stafford. Yeah, Stafford, in my opinion, is the best one, and we took him out already. Yep. And now we got to go beat Baker. And then what? Jordan Love, who's balling out. We'll get there. And Brock Purdy, who I'm still like, I don't know.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Dude, you guys crazy. Legitimately, like, you're going to the NFC Championship game.
We could go, dude, 100% right. Dude, listen to me, man. I mean, I don't know if we're just kind of ping-ponging and all over the place.
I think we got to. It's
I'll keep us where we need to go, but you go ahead.
Okay. Dude, the Lions against the Bucs. Like, John, you sent the injury report, and we beat them at Tampa. Right, we beat them at Tampa. Like, it was a pretty good game, but like we still won. Like, it was a nice game. Right? It was a good game to watch. It was a great game. We come out with the win, and we were missing Gibbs, Branch, and a lot of our top guys. A lot of questionables, a lot of outs. Jonah Jackson.
Montgomery was hurt in the first quarter, out for the game.
Yeah, here they come to Ford Field.
Yep.
And Baker's still kind of, Baker's not 100%. He played great, by the way, against the Eagles.
He had a great game against a struggling Eagles team.
But dude, against a very struggling Eagles team on offense and defense. But dude, like I'm not scared. I think we will crush. Listen to me. We will shut down Rachaad White because he has been a ghost of his former self since like the second half of the season. Right? He hasn't had a touchdown in like 10 games. Okay, and like look what we did to Kyren Williams. We held Kyren Williams, arguably one of the best running backs in the league right now. Like the way he was playing, statistically, yards per carry, like the dude was absolutely dominating. He was completely balling out, and we held him to less than 80 yards. Okay, like one of the best running backs in the game right now, like at least in the postseason. Okay, and Mike Evans can't catch a fucking ball past 5 yards. I'm serious. They're number one, dude. He's dropping balls. Their whole team's dropping balls. Their number one wide receiver is dropping every pass that's past 10, 15 yards, which just me. I just feel like every time I try to take a long shot, he's gonna drop it. They're gonna go to him.
There was a 14-point swing in that game, so just know that in that away game. Ali McNeil got his hand up and tipped a ball, and Evans would have had a 90-yard touchdown. He was wide open.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
We picked it off and then got a red zone possession.
I think when you look at explosiveness in the offense and you compare the Rams and the Bucs, dude, the Rams' explosiveness is like 10 times that of the Bucs, and we held them to under 23 points. Okay, I think that we are going to have twice the amount of opportunities on offense that we did against the Rams, and I think that we're just going to crush them. I maybe crush them. I mean, I think it's going to look like we should win the game the entire time, and we should. I'm so confident.
It's the playoffs, so obviously, like anything can happen, right? Look at the Packers and the Cowboys; they smoked them, and that game should have at least been close or closer than it was. But dude, like this Bucs team, a lot of people are like, "Man, the Bucs are finally hitting their stride." When? They just got their asses kicked by the Saints at home in a must-win game, and then in the following week, they won 9-0 against Carolina, a team that the Packers put up 30+ points on a week or two before that. Like this Bucs team is not very good, and it's crazy that we're one.
The Eagles are that much worse.
They are 100%.
Right.
Yeah. Eagles.
I'm not going to sit here and get clipped. I'm not going to sit here and get clipped and say the Bucs aren't a good team.
They're not good.
I love Baker. He popped off. He played well.
Our defense can make anyone look good.
But Chris, here's the thing: our defense right now is getting way more pressure than Philly. Like I know we can't cover Mike Evans, but we should be all over Baker in the backfield.
Yep. Nope. For sure. Yeah, he should not be comfortable.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that and make our official prediction here, guys. But I want to start with something that all three of you, my good betting friends, were really, really pumped about. Sharing the news. I forgot. I don't even know if I tailed our own sports show parlay. I don't think I did.
I did.
I did.
So one of you guys is going to have to remind everyone what it was and why you're so excited. Go ahead, Chris.
So, guys, every single week, we do each one of us gives a lock of the week, right? Which is just like a bet that we really, really think is going to hit. And then we tail each other and parlay it into a single bet. Last week on the show, we told you guys each one of us had a lock, all right? John had the craziest lock, so I'm going to save his for last. All right. If you guys remember, I predicted the Lions. Kurt, you remember I predicted them to win by 1 or by 3?
Yep. I think it was.
And so I said, give me the Rams plus 3.5.
Yep.
Okay. And that was my lock.
Did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You did.
Which was filthy. Which was filthy.
Yep.
Tyler was like, give me the Packers plus 10. And now it's looking like he should have just been like money line, bro.
Yep.
I wanted to. You guys know I wanted to say
dude. It was a good lock. It was a lock. It hit. Kurt, your lock was give me Eagles Bucks under 46.5, which hit. And then John's like, I don't even need the points. He goes, give me Tampa Bay money line plus 140. All right, and if you parlayed all 4 of those together, you won. You won this.
And you know what's crazy, Chris, is that my lock, if I wasn't going to say that one, but I wanted you guys to like not think I was too psycho, was going to be Houston to win against Cleveland.
I had Houston. I had Houston. I had Houston beating Cleveland. Now that we're live, I predicted. I think I said the Steelers could beat the Bills. But like I don't know if I said that or not, but I know that I've had the Bills picked everywhere. By the way, I had the Bills picked everywhere in all my bets. I predicted every single game right. I had Packers winning. I had Packers winning. I had Texans winning. I had the Bucks winning. I had Lions winning.
You had this. Oh, you had the Bills. You're right. In the show,
I had the Bills. In the show,
Steelers.
In the show, I was saying Steelers, but because I was like, dude. Also because hold up. Also, I thought it was going to be a heavily snowed running game, and I thought that Jalen Warren, and that was when I made that prediction. I was like, dude, I think that they could win. I think that they could be a little bit more scrappy, and they could win that game because they have a better running game. And then they moved it. And it looked like it was the most perfect game ever. It was like mine. It was like 7 degrees out. Like wind was meh, and there was no snow.
If that was a snow game, I actually think the Eagles.
It's a coin flip.
I think the Steelers could have won that. They were built 100%. For that.
If
Josh Allen wouldn't have been throwing like he was.
Yeah, he did whatever he wanted.
No, Josh Allen looked like he looked like Josh Allen. I'm gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, he didn't, dude. He was unfazed by that game. Which, like, the second I saw, like, I got to Tim's house like a minute late. I looked at the weather, and I'm just like, dude. Oh, this is just a normal game for the Bills. Yeah, this is over,
dude. It's absolutely nuts. Well done. We're gonna give us. We're gonna do 2 locks later today, guys. We're gonna do 2 different parlays that people can tail at their own risk. Gamble responsibly and within your means. We're going to do a game lock, a team lock, and then we're going to do a player prop lock as well. Each of us do one. So we'll get there here in a little bit. But first, it's time for our favorite segment. Touchdowns, turnovers, and touchbacks.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
Hey, so I've thought about this so much. So I will go. I know John always likes to go last.
That's fine.
I will go second to last. So you guys can go first.
Touchdown, turnovers, and touchbacks, dude. I mean, I'll take it.
I don't want to steal anyone's.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll steal all yours.
He starts thinking about the Lions.
I'll steal all yours. All right, touchdown's got to go. Touchdown's got to go to the greatest team in the NFC right now. I'm kidding. It's going to be the Lions clutching up. First ever home playoff game in the last 30 years. First ever win at Ford Field in a playoff game. Give me touchdown. Go to Lions. Go and give me Jared Goff. 0 interceptions, 0 turnovers, and just played an absolute incredible game. Jared, if you're listening, I love you. I don't care if you choke this week and somehow we lose, dude. You brought this team what we needed, man. An NFC North Division title, which is, come on now, right? Let's hang some more flags though. Okay. Number 2, my touchback. Touchdown, touchback, turnover. My touchback has got to be. I'll just say the Eagles' offense and what they were doing going into. Like, what was their game plan going to the Bucks, right?
Boring.
We knew Jalen was injured. Boring. We knew Jalen was injured. We knew that they just crippled on offense. Defense wasn't 100%, and they went in there and they threw the ball more than they ran. When you have someone like DeAndre Swift, and again, Kenneth Gainwell, I always felt like he runs well, especially when they throw screens to him and stuff. Like, he gets great yards. It just didn't look like they knew what they were doing. So that's my touchback, very snooze fest. And then the turnover, I'll steal this one too, dude. My turnover's got to go to. Oh, we them boys! Dallas, what happened?
Yeah.
I was in the bar at the hotel before our Lions game. I was in the bar. I was sitting there. I had a club soda. I'm just sitting there drinking with Andre, and I swear I turned my head and it was 14-0. I looked down on my phone. I went back up 20-0. I went down, looked back up, pick 6, 28-0. It was unbelievable. And I'll end. Well, I know we're gonna probably get into that, so I will end on just like I feel so bad for Dallas, and I feel bad for all Dallas fans at the end of the day. Truly, that's it.
Bad enough to donate to Tim and rub it in his face.
Yeah, I donated to Tim $501 to talk trash to him. It was hilarious. It was the best money I've ever spent.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Love that.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Obviously, touchdown. I'm going Jordan Love. Amazing game. Played lights out against a good defense. I'm gonna go touchback. Same game, ruining his perfect completion percentage. First ever perfect completion percentage. When they put them back in the game, he threw a flat route that the guy dropped. And that ruined the first ever perfect passer rating.
Right?
Yeah, first ever passer rating, and he had already been pulled out of the game, so he had to go back in, and that incompletion ruined it. People had already celebrated. There's already posts made about it. And then my touchdown, turnover. Yeah, that was my
that was your touchback.
that was my turnover.
Oh,
that was my turnover. Sorry, my touchback is gonna be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Didn't show up with any fire for a playoff game. I know that they weren't supposed to win, and I know they fought back in the second half or whatever, but zero fire in the first half whatsoever. And it's yeah, you're gonna lose, but you're in the playoffs. At least show us a little something. At least show us that you're excited to be there. That not that it's oh, I got another week of work. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's kind of what I felt like when I was watching the game. So,
I agree.
All right. All right. Touchdown, turnover, and touchback for the week. I'm going to save my touchback for last. My touchdown this week goes to Josh Allen. Dude, you play some reckless football, right? There are some times where Josh just does things, and I'm just just check it down. All right. And I felt dude, 3 touchdowns. First one to Knox, second one to Kincaid, third one, dude rushes 54 yards, looking like who? Josh Allen. And then the third one, Khalil Shakir, dude.
Yeah, that was insane.
You get this guy some more targets. Every time he touches the ball, something magical happens for that last touchdown. Josh, Bills offense, gets my touchdown of the week. My turnover, I'm going to be a little more specific, goes to the Dallas Cowboys defense. Dude,
Woof.
Dan Quinn, how was that the plan? You led the NFL in pressures at 44.5% of plays. You were pressuring the quarterback. So give it up for the Packers line. You only pressured them 21% of the time. Awful. Literally less than half of what you were doing in the regular season. Micah Parsons logged his least amount of pressures ever in an NFL game. 1.
Packers O-line.
He had 1 pressure. All right. And I just don't think they did enough to make Love uncomfortable, obviously. And Aaron Jones ran all over them. So my turnover goes to the Dallas Cowboys defense, and my touchback goes to the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson.
Huh?
All right. My dream, now that you've done this to me, Ben, my dream now is maybe we could make it to the Super Bowl. Okay? We're not getting there with 3 second-half points. We're just not. We had 2 of the most perfect drives you're ever going to see to start the game. 8 plays, 0 third downs. Next time, 6 plays, 0 third downs. 14. And then, I know we got one more tutty, but you cannot ghost the second half and get us to the Super Bowl. And that's it. That's why we're here now. Right? We wanted to win the NFC North. We did. We wanted to win a playoff game. We did. The only other accolade left is the Super Bowl, right? I don't care about it. NFC. I don't care about the NFC Championship.
I care quite a bit about that.
I don't. I want to get to the Super Bowl now. And so that's inexcusable to get this offense to get 3 points in the second half. You guys are my boring touchback. Ben Johnson, fix it.
Dang.
Respect that.
Oh, we lost Ty.
No, my mic is muted. I want to add to Chris's Dallas defense being a turnover. And I learned this from Tim. They played zone defense against the Packers, and they have never played zone defense the entire year.
Yep. Do you want to know why?
I don't. I do want to know why. Why?
They were trying to stop the run because they had no answers for Aaron Jones. And if you're playing man, when if a receiver runs off, the DB is going to turn his back to the line of scrimmage. It's easier to be run support in zone than it is in man.
That's crazy.
They still couldn't stop him.
Dude, they got eaten. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing: is like it's not that they couldn't stop them after that, but they got eaten alive more. They got chunked down more because of their zone defense. Because Jordan Love was just throwing the ball so well.
Yeah.
Like they had the. I've never seen, and I literally would love to see this. I would love to look for a statistic. We can go back out if we need an analyst guy, not just Chris, somebody in the back end who can literally look this up, and just crunch these numbers out. And even if this is like something you could look up, how many blown coverages were in that game? And I would go out of my way to say that might have been the most blown coverages in a postseason game ever.
It was bad.
Dude, there were people with no one within 5 yards of them catching the ball. It was unbelievable. Sorry, John.
It was nuts. Well, did you guys see what Robert Mays said about Josh Allen on Twitter? It was perfect. He said Josh Allen's like a human monster truck with the soul of a Labradoodle that's fueled by Four Loko. A singular, unhinged experience.
I absolutely love he's a human Labradoodle. That's so true.
He is.
I can see that.
You guys met him?
No.
He's like just this big ass kid. That's funny. We played them in preseason in 2021, and I don't even know if he played that game. Can't even remember. I think he did, but Aaron Rodgers didn't. He didn't play in preseason at the time, and so like me and Jordan are warming up in the field. He comes over and says, "What's up?" And like one of the first things he says to me, he's like, "Bro, I got this brand new PC. It's got all the lights, all like the RGB and everything. Like, dude, it's sick." Like that's what he's talking to me about in pregame because he knows I'm a gamer, and it's just like
that's cool.
He's just always like big chilling. And just one of the dudes, man. It's awesome.
He actually just had an interview that came out with Caleb Presley as well. If you want to go check that out.
Dude, Caleb Presley cracks me up.
Yeah, dude. Would you like to sponsor segment sponsored by Midas?
All right, dude. My touchdown, turnover, touchback. My touchdown, actually, I want to stay in that Packers game. Aaron Jones balled out. 118 yards on 21 carries, 3 touchdowns, and they were massive touchdowns. And the dude, like we all knew he could do this all year long. In fact, Kurt all year was like, give it to Aaron Jones, get Aaron Jones involved. I saw you tweet that every week. And they just didn't. He had a couple of good games, but he never did what we all know he can do. And my goodness, did he do it the other day. By the way, Romeo Doubs also had 151 yards, which is insane. So great job. But my touchdown goes to Aaron Jones. My turnover is going to go to... I'm looking at Chris. Joe Flacco. My dude. Listen, you can take all the old man praise you want, and you deserve every single ounce that you got of it coming out of retirement, basically, to go back in the league and do what you did. But holy cow, was he just not good. And the Browns, I almost gave the turnover to the Browns team in general because that defense just didn't show up. Ty, you talk about wide open guys. You might be right. That might be the second worst game. The first worst game might be Houston. I mean, they were they were wide open every single play. They were just getting the ball and they were scoring touchdowns. I haven't seen anything like it in a playoff game against a defense like that.
Nico Collins, insane. Man, another ball out. Sorry.
And how about that? How about C.J. Stroud, former Ohio State, throwing to Michigan man Nico Collins? That's just a great story in general. Absolutely love it. So that's my turnover. Joe Flacco. Sorry, my dude. And then the touchback.
ZZZ.
Give me, bro. I want to see a little bit more from Kelce in this next playoff game. I know it was like negative 1,000,000 degrees. And I understand that has to be harder to catch a ball than any other place. But everyone else who's dropping balls all year in Kansas City had no problem holding on to the ball. I mean, Rice balled out. It was pretty crazy. Kelce had multiple drops, including 1 or 2 that maybe would have been a touchdown. One was a third down, would have been a first down. And, man, if Miami just showed up to that game and wasn't just so worried about the weather, they may have won that game. It was just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, you want to talk about another, like, I'm down to just talk about that game real quick. Do you want to talk about a complete L and like offensive game plan going into, like, what the heck were they doing? What were they thinking? Like, I don't think Achane touched the ball until the second quarter, right? And, like, they ran it only a couple times with Mostert. Like, I feel like, dude, sometimes I feel like these teams or whatever their game plan is, they just get in their head, we're like, we're going to establish that Tua can throw the ball in this cold, right? Like, we're going to make sure that we know. It's like, dude, you could just tell Tua almost looked just as bad as Jalen with his inaccurate throws, right?
Right,
Like
it was
because
bad.
how bold it was.
Successful. He wasn't even throwing it where he was successful. He was throwing
Right.
it within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was nothing but checkdowns. Like you talk about an offense. They had Waddle too. They had Waddle. They had Tyreek. You see, you had Smythe as well, who was obviously he's been a pretty decent tight end that has been reliable in catching the ball. Like I don't know. I feel like truly sometimes it's dude. It happens. It happens in Halo. Like when I was competing in Halo, man, there would be sometimes we would just go into playing a team that we know we should just absolutely dominate, but we want to be like so focused on what we want to work on in the game, like going into this game, at tournament level, by the way. Sometimes in scrims, but like in a tournament, and we'll just be losing in the middle of the game. And we're getting shit on. We're like, dude, what the? Like, let's just stop. Let's just chill. Like, whatever. Like, we're trying to focus on power weapon control, but we're like, they're just capturing the flag. Like, regardless of us having like outslaying them.
No objective.
Like, no objective. Like, what are we doing? And then we'll just be like, let's just play our game. Let's just play our game. Like, so and so, you slay out. Our top OBJ guy's just going to run for objective. If we get power weapons, sure. But like, let's just start using teamwork, start calling out, and let's play in our game instead. And instead of like, we stop with what we were focused on, which was our goal, which was focused on power weapon control. And this is an example. And boom, we come back, we win the game, right? But it's like, you have to sometimes just be like, dude, out of this narrative of you want to come in and throw the ball and like, I don't know, man. Like you have to like, again, probably one of the top 5 wombo combo running backs in the league. With Mostert and A-Chain, and you just don't, and you didn't use it,
right?
Like,
well, and you got and the Chiefs did a good job of defending the run, but you have to throw the ball 5 to 10 yards down the field, and Tua didn't do it almost ever. And the one he did it on, first of all, can you like this is what's crazy to me. Tyreek Hill scores. They put him in motion so that he can get a running head start on his route, and he's impossible to catch if he does that. He gets single coverage. He has to adjust to a bad throw, make the catch, and scores anyway. They didn't do that play one more time the rest of the game. Why would you not try it at least 2 more times and just see what happens?
Try with A-Chain, try with Waddle.
Mind. And then you've got Mahomes, who is whizzing the ball down the field 7, 8, 9 yards, bullets. Man. And I'm like, how come they can't throw the ball 7 yards down the field? Why aren't they running a slant route?
You're making fingertip catches in this cold.
Yeah, and maybe it's what like a bunch of chat is just saying like Tua just doesn't have the arm strength, and that weather to be able to chuck it 7 yards down the field on a slant. I don't know.
He did, though. He did. Like, he did it. And, dude, I don't know.
You got to have a quarterback that can move in that type. Like, if you don't, like, he's got to be able to move. And he refused to, like, scramble. He refused to, like, make plays with his feet. When it's not there, he was literally just checking it down on, like, I saw him. How many slants and, like, checkdowns did he throw on? Like, 3rd and long, like, 4th and long?
50 of them, dude. Like, it was all they did. Like, we're sitting there, like, they're down by a lot, and they're not doing anything.
And there was one like critical 3rd down in the game where I think it was like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. He had the edge, but like it looked like he was afraid to get hit, and he decided to slide, and they ended up punting. Instead, like he could have like dove, lowered his shoulder. Like you saw Josh Allen 2 weeks ago, like lowering his shoulder when he needed like 5 yards to get the first, and he like broke 3 tackles, whatever. He just slid, and I'm just like, what message does that send to the rest of the team when you're not willing to like put it on the line for the boys? In a playoff game, that like the game was not out of hand at that point. They were in that game.
Yep.
And I don't know. If you're not willing to do it on that stage, like, should you even be playing anymore? I know he talked about like his contemplating not playing because he didn't want to risk injury, his like concussions and stuff. And I'm like,
right.
Let's
in my opinion, that's part of the game.
I agree. Let's look at. You can also start looking at quarterbacks like that have experience at exact thing that you're talking about, and they end up just not playing to the highest level, right?
Yeah.
Like Dak Prescott after his knee, like he was a shell in terms of like his mobility. Like yes, he ran it a couple of times, but like dude, not as quick, not as much, not as often, and like you're not using your legs as much. If Dak Prescott, like he's an example, Tua is an example, like these people that they got hurt real bad, and like Jalen was hurt. You know what I mean? And you saw that he only ran the ball like 2 or 3 times in that Bucs game. It's like, what do these guys want to do to win the game when you make it a postseason? Right?
Yeah. Dude, you want to get a guy like Baker who
want to get a guy like Baker who doesn't give a shit.
Who, by the way, almost never runs, and his over on rushing was hit in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah. Then can we talk about something then, please?
Yeah, I'm down.
I tweeted this, and it really, really bothers me. Okay, Josh Allen was truck sticking people.
Yeah, I love him, dude.
That entire game. He broke 2 tackles on his way to his 54-yard run.
That's true.
Okay? Multiple times he did this. And then in the 3rd quarter, he slid. And the defender went to finish the play, didn't even hit his head, got him in the chest, and got a flag. Dude, if you're going to run like that, though, then that should not be a flag.
I agree.
Ooh, I like that.
Because what is the defender supposed to do? You've been hit sticking people the whole game. So his coach is like, tackle him.
Yep. And at that time when he committed to like, if he committed any later and Josh had chosen not to slide, he would have got fucked up. Like he would have got ran smack over. And I was thinking about it today. We talked about it earlier with somebody, and I was like, maybe there needs to be like a radius of like, if someone's in your bubble, in your little radius of a circle, by the time you initiate a slide, you can get fucked up. But if like they're like you have to slide sooner. I think quarterbacks have got to slide sooner, and you have to be willing to give up 2 yards prior. If you get up to somebody nearly a yard away, a yard and a half away, you deserve to get hit.
Right.
You should have to give up way more yards. You should not be allowed to slide and get the max amount of yards possible. I don't think that should exist.
Kurt, it's like, do you know that game where like one of your friends had like a ruler and then your hand was down here?
Yeah.
And you didn't know the whole thing about the reflexes is you didn't know when they were going to drop the ruler.
Yep.
Right? It's the same thing. Like if you don't know when they're going to slide. So you're right. If you're that close, you've got to make a decision. You physically don't have the reflexes to decide that quickly. So I'm with you, man.
Are you guys ready for a little fun?
Yeah.
A little
Johnny,
fun
100%.
Impossible. Am I good now?
Yep.
You guys ready for a little fun game here?
I'm ready.
Yes, sir.
It's called quarterback 40-yard dash. Okay, that's what this game's called.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna give you some times here. Let me give you some players. We're gonna go Baker and don't look it up. Don't Google it. Okay. And don't read your chat either. Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff. Quickly right now, without thinking, put them in order of who you think got the fastest 40 time and what order, 1 through 4. Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Josh Allen.
Like, wait. Fastest 40 at the combine?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Wait, Baker Mayfield,
Josh
Brock
Allen,
Purdy.
Brock Purdy, Jared Goff.
Give me, I mean, dude, I feel like this is a trick question, but I'm just going to answer it.
Yep,
give me Baker Mayfield first, then Brock Purdy, then Josh Allen, then Jared Goff.
All right, Chris?
Give me Brock Purdy, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield.
Okay, Kurt?
Give me Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy.
All right. Josh Allen is first. He got a 4.75. All right. Second is actually tied between I lied. I'm sorry. Second is Jared Goff.
What?
Jared Goff got a 4.82.
What?
And tied.
We don't see it.
And tied after that is Baker and Brock Purdy at 4.84.
Give me. I need to see max. I need to see max speed, velocity in a game. Give me game speed.
Why can't Goff run a little more? Like what the heck?
Goff looks like he's literally being He looks like it looks like I'm watching Naruto, dude. He's wearing those, heavy weights on his ankles, bro. He's got he's got those. Yeah, guys. He's got 50 pound, ankle weights on each foot.
Guys, so let's say we do get this win this weekend, dude. Before the game starts against Tampa Bay, you just see him take the weights off and drop.
Oh my god, the whole Ford Field just shakes, dude.
But isn't that nuts? Isn't that crazy?
Please,
like
dude,
Tyler earlier, like
I would
all
love
of us.
for Jared Goff to just start hitting the gym more, man.
Yeah.
I want him to come back, dude, and just be so fast, yoked. Like lose 10 pounds.
He can already do it
though.
Why doesn't
20 pounds of muscle.
Why does he
just
fall over? He did it twice in this game too. Just like gets touched.
And he crumbles. Listen, Jared, if you're listening, I doubt you are. First off, I love you. Thank you for bringing this. Thank you for bringing us a win. I doubt this will hit his radar. You never know, because we're just starting out, and this is Anyways, please, dude, please, for the love of God, dude, I want you to get a top tier, next level, one of the best quarterback coaches / trainers in the NFL to work on your shit in the preseason, bro. I want you to be just getting hit from the sides and the back and the sides. Like you're just sitting there and they got a ball and they're just hitting you with the ball.
Pause.
And I'm serious, bro. I want you to just get rocked, man. I want you to get jacked. I want you to be able to squat 500 pounds. I want you to get yoked.
Ty's like, I want to hang out with you for a month straight. I want you to tie a rope around your waist. I'm going to be in a little, and I'm going to be in a tube. I'm going to be in a tube sliding behind you, dude. And I want you to carry me for a month.
Dude, I'm serious, Jared. If this hits you, man, I love you. You're doing it. Look how good you are. Look how much you're slinging it and killing it without it. Right? I want dude. Come on, bro. Here, let me use this as motivation, okay? I want you to Google. My wife showed me this, dude, earlier. She saw like a picture of this on TikTok or whatever, a meme. Look up Giannis, his rookie year on the Bucks, and look up Giannis now. Look up a before and after. I want that transformation. I want half of that transformation going into next year. I want you Josh Allen level truck sticking people, dude. Think of how if you could just you could be that pocket quarterback. Just listen. You could be that. He can be that pocket quarterback, which is his pocket presence is good. He's amazing. He gets the ball out quick. He's great under pressure. But dude, imagine if you could you just had that switch where you're like, no one's open. Let me just run 10 yards. That's it.
Kurt, right now, who would win in a race? You or Goff right now?
Me.
I love it.
Yeah, I think I
love it too.
And you ran a 4.95.
Yeah, I ran a 4.95.
And you'd smoke him.
I think I'd beat him in a race. Yeah, because he's not. I don't think he's actually like a fast runner. Like if we were like my whole 40, like my start was bad, but like my open up and like my change of direction stuff was really good. Like relative to the quarterbacks in my class, Lamar Jackson was in my class, Josh Allen in my class. Just shout out. I had the odds stacked against me that year. But like I watch him run and it's like he's not a runner. Like I don't know how he ran that 40 because you watch him and you're like, maybe he's just a good test taker, but holy shit, because he can't move.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. But I also think like, dude, you do get guys like that where you're like, dude, could you imagine if he could just like get a little wiggly, like scramble a little bit, like how much fun he'd be to watch.
Right. Just a little bit, dude. Just a little bit.
Take one off season. Give us 1 year. Let's see what you do next year, Jared, without even training to be a quarterback. Just try to be like a freak athlete. Go do some CrossFit.
Because you're already an incredible quarterback.
Yeah, you got that in the bag, dude.
I would just love to see him, dude.
Just Goff. Now let's see some extension.
I want to see some extension, dude.
I love it.
If I could do it, you can, bro. Okay, this is like I know this is not about sports show, but I love you guys, and we're always gonna talk about stuff like this, bro. After I've been cutting out alcohol and sweets, like for the last 15 days now, I am down, and I've been hitting the gym literally every day. Besides, like a couple days when I went sick and traveling, I'm down 10 pounds, which has got to be belly weight, by the way, because like I was starting to get a belly again, and I'm starting to get a little yoked again, dude. Starting to get a little yoked again, dude. I'm just saying, bro. I feel incredible. I can see my abs again. In the first time in like God knows how long. Anyways, Jared, if I can do it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
I absolutely.
Tyler is comparing himself to an NFL quarterback. But okay, let's go, John.
You're probably just as tall.
Give me 3 months. Give me 3 months.
6'3".
And I think that I could run a faster 40 right now than Jared Goff in 3 months. I'm dead serious.
John,
I'm dead serious.
Couldn't.
And Tyler,
if it was downhill,
by the way,
and you started rolling,
Tyler, you have a month until I get to Florida. I'll race you in a 40, and I will bet whatever amount of money you want to bet on it.
If the 40 is downhill,
you'll beat me in a mile race.
And you'll
beat me in a mile race, but I will smash you in a 40, kid.
If
John,
there was a bottle of bourbon,
Chris, I would not race you. Not yet. But give me another year.
But can I give you a physics lesson real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Newton's first law is called the law of inertia.
Thank you.
Yes,
okay. I'm taking this as a compliment.
Tell him, Chris. Tell him, Chris.
The more inertia you have, the harder it is for you to accelerate.
Correct.
Okay. Inertia is directly related to mass.
Yep.
Meaning the more massive you are, the harder it is for you to get going. That's why trucks, right? You don't want to be behind a truck at a red light, right, guys? Because they got a lot of inertia.
Yeah, but once that truck gets going, bro, they smash a Ford Fiesta,
All I'm saying is a 40, you got to get going. And I like Tyler's get up a little bit more.
All right, we'll do it. We'll see you in a month. Speaking of accelerating, what can the Dallas Cowboys do to accelerate next season, guys? You have 30 to 45 seconds. I don't care who goes first. How are you fixing the Cowboys who just won the division, won 16, 17 in a row at home, and then get blown out by the 7 seed? Only team, by the way, to ever lose to a 7 seed since 7 seeds were in the playoffs.
Yeah, I got it. I'll go 30 seconds, bro. I feel like Jerry Jones, I love you, by the way. I'm pretty sure he also I work for him. I think he's at that level of Bill Belichick level, man, where like dude, he's a GM as well. He controls a lot of the team and what goes on, and he just kind of needs to step back. They need to kind of gut the whole thing, bro, in my opinion. Get rid of the offensive coordinator, get rid of Dak, get rid of everyone. I'm not kidding. Full suite. I got him. Dude, gut him. If you can't win a postseason game and you guys are in the offseason, you guys are literally making the postseason almost every year, and you guys are getting first or second rounded every single time. Dak is 2-4. I love these stats, by the way. Dak is like what, 2-4 in the postseason. Tony Romo also 2-4 in the postseason. Both of them just couldn't get the job done, right? Like they haven't been in the Super Bowl since I think Tim was like 4 years old. Right? They haven't won a Super Bowl since he was like, what, right? Am I wrong? The last time they won a Super Bowl was like 1994, 1995. Dude, like something's not working. Got it all. That's me. Sorry.
Dang.
Yeah.
And get rid of Dak. I love you, Dak. I love you, Dak, as a person. I love you, Dak, as a person. Maybe give him one more year with a gut, right? New GM, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new QB coach. One more year.
Dude, I'm gonna do a quick response because mine will be I agree with Ty on a lot of that. I think you have to step back and figure out what works, figure out what doesn't, and get rid of the rest. Like, you know what I mean? Get rid of the rest. But I will say this about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott had one of the best seasons of any quarterback this year. Okay, the top three, again, you could do weeks 1 through 4. You could nitpick weeks. You could go weeks 4, 5, 6, and 12, 13, 1. And he had, with Brock Purdy, the highest EPA of any quarterback. All right. He was making plays all over the field all season. All right. Jordan Love wasn't. Jordan Love has had the best EPA, I think, out of any quarterback the last 5 weeks, right? Where he's really started to come off. Dak Prescott did it for a whole season. So, and it wasn't his fault they lost. You could say it was, I mean, he did.
I agree, Chris.
He made mistakes. Okay, so I agree with everything Ty said, minus Dak.
I also I kind of reeled in the Dak thing at the end as well, like a little bit. Give him one more season, but dude.
But he's on fraud alert, is what you're saying.
He's on fraud. He's not on fraud alert. He's on. Can he handle the pressure in the postseason alert? If I hate this, right? We don't know who's to blame at the end of the day. Like there could always be something underlined.
Oh, I know who's
don't
to blame.
know.
I know it.
Tell me.
I got it, dude. It's that whack-ass offensive scheme. It is no motion. It's we think we're going to line up and just play static one-on-one football because we're better than you and we have better receivers than you. Well, sorry, you went up against a Packers defense that they may have sucked most of the year, but the one thing that they have always had is studs on that defense. They have good DBs, they have a good D-line, and they can go pound for pound and punch you in the mouth. And I think that the scheme that they run is lazy. They don't they have nothing that is like earth-shattering, nothing new. They don't look like the Texans playing football where they're running all these like motions and like throwbacks and all this other stuff. Like they're not doing that. They're thinking they're just going to line up and beat you. And I think that is really like an ignorant way to play football, especially in the playoffs. And it's not sustainable. You play in the NFC East where you're going to ragdoll the Commanders twice a year. You're going to ragdoll the Giants twice a year, even though you're going to lose to them. And then you have the Eagles who are super fraudulent, who they run the most basic shit of all time on offense. So like, I think the success that they've had in their division gives them this like false reality of like how good they actually are, where you look at the NFC North and it's actually entirely different. Like you would look at the NFC North and be like, oh, like maybe it's not that good of a division. That division is so competitive. Like the Packers were not afraid of anyone at all. They walked in there and the Cowboys were not the big brother, like at all. And they never looked at them that way. They wanted the ball first. They went and they drove down the field and scored a touchdown. Like that's what they thought about the big bad Cowboys. And they're not scary. They got figured out. So unless McCarthy's going to go back and reinvent the wheel of his own mind and use shifts and motions and steal plays from other people, you're going to get the same shit every year. Like you have always gotten the same shit every year from them. And see it 12-5 first or second round exit next year. Like that's what it's going to be.
Dang.
So I don't think it's Dak.
Yeah, you guys bring up some good points. I agree with a lot of them. I'm going to say this. I think that the team is too young and too talented in a division that is still kind of far behind. Like the Eagles, obviously, they should be back next year in some way. We'll talk about them. The Giants are still going to be a year or two away from competing for that division, I think. And Washington is essentially doing full rebuild mode as well, with some fun players on that team. So I'm like, man, they don't want to give up yet and completely blow everything up necessarily. So I just think you just have to run the organization the way that an organization is supposed to be successfully run. And the Cowboys have not been doing that since the 90s. And so it's time to keep up with the Joneses. See what I did there?
I like that.
And do it a little differently. And so, like, you can't have the owner pumping up the team the week before. Like, that's not that before a playoff game. That is not your job. That is who you hire your GM for, and not even that. That's who you hire your coach for. It's a coach's job. If you want to go in, like if Martha Ford went in there, she's still kicking. Sheila's taking the reins for Detroit. But if she went into the locker room before the game and just said, "Give it everything you got, guys. For me, this has been the most magical ride of all time," that's totally acceptable. But to go in there and like try to be the guy who's giving the speech to go win the game, you can't do it. You got to hire someone who can and isn't afraid of the thumb over him all the time. I don't think McCarthy's the guy. I've said it since they hired him. I didn't like him in Green Bay. He got one Super Bowl out of a team that I thought should have had 3 or 4. And again, I don't know anything about him, but I just don't think that he's going to be the coach to get him there. But I don't think they should hit the reset button on everyone yet. They have a lot of 14 free agents in 2024. 4 or 5 of them are regular starters who've been there for a long time. Figure that out. Bring in an offensive genius and give Dak one more shot to win a couple playoff games next year.
I like that, John. That was really well said.
Thank you,
Got him.
Ty says,
got him. Get him. Get rid of him, dude. Get rid of him.
We didn't talk about this yet, guys, but we play them again at Dallas next year.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know
3
if we have
years in a
time to
row.
talk about it, but I am horrified. I am humidified. I am horrified of our record of our lineup next year.
You shouldn't be.
Why? Are you kidding me? Because unless we get
lose
better,
a home game. We may not lose a home game.
It looks scary. I think. By the way, the NFC North is horrifying.
The NFC North is young and talented. Green Bay is the youngest team. They're 32 in the NFL, and we are 28. Like the Bears are top 5 in youngest teams too. And they've got a lot of draft capital. So, like, we are young and good. The NFC North is scary again.
Yeah, it is. It is. The Vikings have 30-plus free agents, so they have a lot to work out, but they've got a bunch of pieces as well.
Yeah.
So I really look at our home schedule, though, next year, and I'm like, dude, a lot of those should be wins. And then if you win one or two away, you're chilling.
All right.
By the way, real quick, just side note, because I don't want to get into this whole thing because it's been such an annoying narrative, and people just don't understand. So I don't really want to talk about Stafford during the show, other than saying that he balled out. But he will get his standing ovation video montage. We're like our favorite player of all time in the city of Detroit next year when he goes back to Detroit with the Rams in a home regular season game. He's going to get the welcome he deserved. It was not for the playoffs. He should have been booed. Boo him and see you later.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I love you, Staff. If you're ever, and by the way, you'll never hear this because you're not on the fucking internet. But dude, yeah, it is what it is, man. It's a postseason game, bro. There can't be any love.
No, he knows. He knows that. Maybe his wife doesn't, but he knows that.
She came out and was like, "Oh, they weren't booing my kids. They were booing me." Like, like the whole thing. And everyone's like, "Oh, they're mad at him for saying after the game, I'm happy for the players and not the city." What's he supposed to say? He's competitive. He's one of the most competitive guys out there, and he just lost. He's not going to be like, "I'm so happy for the fans. They deserve it. Wow, I rolled over." Like, no, it's not the time. The time will come for an honor.
You also have to look at it from the perspective of like the experience that he had with the Lions over 10 years is way different than the experience that Jared Goff is getting with the Lions with the new coach. Like, think of some of the coaches that Stafford had to deal with. Like, that's scar tissue. Think of the players that he had to deal with, like the lack of roster he had to, like Stafford had zero positive anything probably leaving that city after 10 years of just this dark ass cloud of no hope, right? Like, very little hope.
Yep.
So for him to be on the other side, he may have won his Super Bowl, but I guarantee you he's a little bit baby salty that like now Jared and the rest of the gang gets to experience the fun of what could have been that he will never experience a day in his life. Yep. And I guarantee you that if you guys go on and win a Super Bowl this year, that will sting him because their run is pretty much done. Like, San Francisco is going to be here for a long time. I know they have some young guys, but their defense doesn't have the pieces. Like, their window came and went, and it's gone. And he's only getting older, and Kupp's only getting older. You know what I mean? Like, their window is not here.
Kupp was incredibly lackluster this year. I think we can all see.
I think he's still hurt.
Yeah,
I do too.
Regardless, listen to me.
Hurt decoy that game.
He was a decoy the entire season.
Yeah,
dude, it was the Puka Nacua show. It was the Puka Nacua show and Tyron Williams, man. It was first off stud, absolute stud, and that's super scary when you have someone like Matthew Stafford throwing to you. So congratulations to him as well. But
dude, look at what he left. Like the trade was Stafford goes there, they get a Super Bowl, but you guys got a whole new life, like a whole Dude, the haul that you guys got for him.
Gibbs, Laporta. Yeah. It's nuts.
And let's be honest, like Kyron Williams is amazing, but if Gibbs got the same amount of carries that he got in a game, like probably be looking better than he was. Like it just
right.
So I don't know. There's just saltiness, man. You can see the salt in the wounds a little bit, and he got the shit beat out of him.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, he's always been a warrior, dude. I freaking love him.
You know who else got beat up? The Browns defense, guys, and Joe Flacco. Question for you right now: Deshaun Watson still under contract. Played 1 or 2 really good games this year. Not a lot though. Took a while to get going. Joe Flacco comes through, plays crazy towards the end of the year. Doesn't do great in the playoff game. They're out of the playoffs. Who do you see starting next year at the quarterback position in Cleveland?
Can I start us off, boys?
Yeah, Chris, please. I don't know.
I think this is one of those things where you have to say Deshaun Watson. He broke the NFL with his deal and his guaranteed money, okay? And he's going to get the start. And you know what? I got a little nugget for you guys, okay?
I'm ready.
Nugget me.
Give me it.
Now the Rams were challenged by Ravens were challenged by your boy Matthew Stafford. All right? The Rams took him to overtime. Okay? Do you know the last time the Ravens lost? It's like 7 weeks ago. Do you know who beat them?
Actually, that's not true. They lost to the Steelers.
Oh yeah, that game doesn't count.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, let's just say that doesn't count.
Not all their starters. That game does not count.
Okay.
All right. It was the Cleveland Browns, quarterbacked by Deshaun Watson. I believe the Browns won 33-31.
That was the game he hurt his shoulder.
All right. And so, dude, like his last game, he beat the number one team with the number 1 odds to win the Super Bowl. I don't know, maybe they're a little bit behind San Fran, even though they crushed them.
They did.
So, dude, like it's
Deshaun.
It's got to be Deshaun.
Kurt Deshaun, $5 million, 230 guaranteed, 5 years.
It's Deshaun, but there's a tight leash, and I think the leash is, if it does not work out this year and he plays at the same level that he did for most of last year or most of this past season, like I think you have to chalk it up. I think.
And what do you do then? You try to trade him, get something for him, or you just cut your losses and move on?
I think you eat it.
Wow.
Bro, I have a question.
Well, dude, think about.
Let's just bring something in here, dude. All right. There have been. I need to charge my mouse. There have been several companies right now in the streaming world who have come out and admitted that they are no longer dealing with large streamer exclusivity deals because they're not profitable, and at the end of the day, they lose money. They don't lose. They don't lose enough money for them to leave, for that significant person to leave and go somewhere else and stream somewhere else. And that's Twitch and Facebook, by the way. I hear me out. I know it's crazy in the sports world, but like, can we wake up? Why are we paying someone like Deshaun? Has Deshaun, like, what has he accomplished?
He was very good for the Texans. Top 5.
Okay.
So how much was he paid again?
5 years.
A lot of money.
230
more
mil.
than anyone ever.
What
at the time
are we doing? NFL, Cleveland Browns, what are you doing? Dude, it is like, why are we paying these guys? Look, dude, 200 million, some crazy. Look what happened to Burrow. Dude, we're just throwing money at, yes, the most important role on the team. But look, dude, you got diamonds in the rough. You got CJ Stroud, brand new rookie. He's on his rookie contract. You have Brock Purdy popping off. You know what I mean? You have Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield didn't sign a
$1 million deal, I believe, this year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Baker Mayfield, I think it was $4 million. I think
all incentive based.
Dude, what? And here we have Deshaun Watson. And like, guess what happens, man? Quarterbacks get hurt. Are we ever gonna bring down these numbers? Is it just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? Because at the end of the day, man, I feel like these deals need to become somewhat like incentive based all around. Like pay the best, pay the proven. You know what I mean? Get these guys their money. But dude, we're giving Deshaun Watson the highest paid contract in all of the NFL history as a quarterback for someone who has literally accomplished nothing his entire career. Like,
yeah, but can I give you a counterpoint?
Besides getting massaged a lot,
can I give you
literally
give me a counterpoint? Massaged his numbers.
Here's a counterpoint. The 3 teams with the most dead money in 2023 all made the playoffs.
What is dead money, Chris?
Meaning it's going to someone who's not on their team. It's useless money just because of business decisions, like what the Browns might have to do. What Kurt's saying, just let him go.
Oh, good stat. Okay.
Hey,
And they're still
Los
on.
Angeles Rams, Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Playoffs. So, dude, you can still. It's not just money, and you got to keep the good guys around.
Yeah, they're the biggest mistake they made.
But
That
like
the Browns
Kurt
made with
said,
him.
sometimes it helps to cut a player if he's even if you overpaid him.
All I'm gonna say, dude, is like, what's wrong with having super heavy incentive-based contracts with a base?
I love that, man. Like, why not pay Watson $20 million with incentives to make 100, to make 200? Like, that's where, in my opinion, like, again, these guys want to.
I would rather have that. Like, dude, in any deal I've ever made, if the incentive's not there, come week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you just feel like the fire drop a little bit, no matter what it is. And it's like, you need an incentive.
I like the incentive. Here's the thing. I think that you want your quarterbacks. It's got to be, dude. It has to be a middle line. There has to be a middle line with this because you need your quarterbacks to get paid. They need to be taken care of, like for sure. I get that, right? But they do need. You're right. That fire under their ass, right? Like here, you can make even more. It's got to be like, in my opinion, split right down the middle. Like what? Because like right now they would have saved $100 million on Deshaun. What if they give Deshaun $100 million straight up and then 100 to 250 in incentives?
Yep.
Over the 5 years, and it's like, and guess what? He got hurt. What if he gets hurt next year? What if he gets hurt next year? You just saved $150 million.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he also got paid $100 million for doing nothing.
And he got paid $100 million for doing nothing. Look at Aaron Rodgers. He just got paid $55 million for a year, and he got hurt the whole season.
And he got paid. He's part of the Packers' dead money. He got paid by them too.
Yes, dude. Like, make it make sense. I would suck something fierce to sign a multi-million-dollar deal, and then be like, oh, I don't have to fulfill anything of it because I hurt my hand and I still get paid. Well, actually, that kind of did happen.
I was gonna say, dude, Mixer.
Well, anyways.
Something about sucking something serious?
Yeah, man. Anyways,
I heard it.
As soon as you started saying that, I was like, bruh. And then
as soon as I started saying it, I was like, wait a minute.
This is interesting.
Type 1 brain cell that says stop. Hey, wait.
Hey, buddy.
Let's look at the highest paid QBs this year. Let's do this real quick before we go onto some of these games this week, and which I'm so pumped about, because it really is hit or miss. If you hit it, you're good, and if you miss, you could be in trouble. Number 12 is Stafford.
Highest paid?
Number 12 at 40 mil. So number 1's Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Number 12, Stafford. Goes in year 1, wins the Super Bowl, and takes a team that was projected to win 3 games this year all the way to the playoffs, and could have won multiple games if you would have beat the Lions.
Very impressive.
So worth it, I'd say. Daniel Jones is next at 11, 40 mil. Not worth it.
Like, come on, man.
We all knew it. When that happened, we all knew it. And no disrespect, seems like a great guy. Dak Prescott is 10th, 40 mil.
I think that's good.
So
Worth
far.
it.
So I think he was overpaid at first, but like now it made sense this year. The MVP like season outside of 2 or 3 games. Number 9, Josh Allen. I think he's worth it, right?
Worth it.
Come on.
And this is another thing. How is Josh Allen the 9th paid? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he got paid.
Number 8.
He's not on a rookie deal.
46 mil. Deshaun Watson.
Wait, Deshaun Watson was 46. Why did I think Deshaun Watson was like 200 million?
230 total over 5 years.
And guaranteed.
All
And
guaranteed.
guarantees. Yeah, so 46 was just this past year. Yep.
Dude, he can buy his own island and get massaged whenever he wants.
That's what I'm saying.
No one would ever know.
250 million, dude.
Consensual,
What is he
too.
doing?
Wow. Kyler Murray,
my God.
number 7, 46.1 million. I think when he's healthy, he's top 10. I still do.
Bro, did you see what the Cardinals just did? Like when he came back? Like, bro,
It's so impressive.
they were dominating.
him.
Their offense.
Hear me out.
looked
Hear me
so
out.
good.
Hey, wait, hold up. Kyler Murray, what does he have? One more year there, if that?
I think so.
I would pay top dollar to see Kyler Murray get traded to the Miami Dolphins.
Yo, that would
Could
be
you imagine?
That would be nasty.
Could you imagine?
I wouldn't.
That would be nasty.
No, get me out. I don't want to imagine.
Where did he play? Where did he play in college?
Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, dude. Like, can he play in the cold?
Yeah.
Dude, he goes up to Seattle. He goes up to Seattle and plays.
That's true.
Like,
I mean,
dude, I'm just saying,
Tua
like,
was rough.
Could you imagine with that speed on the field, Achane, Kyler, and they kind of like spit Kyler out and like threw him to the wolves a little bit. Like they did not commit to him like many times, and he came in and balled out this year.
Yep.
I'm just saying, dude.
So
Some crazy shit happens.
We all agree Kyler worth it.
I think Kyler's worth it, and I also just want to say I think that Miami's also proven this year that speed isn't everything.
I'd like to
because they had 3 of this.
I'd like to see him stay healthy.
Yeah.
Number 6, Russell Wilson, 48.5 mil.
Please, dude.
Not
Come
anymore,
on, man.
Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. At one time he was elite. Number 5, Jalen Hurts, 51 milli this year.
I still think he's got it in him, bro. I think he give him a good coach and an offensive coordinator. Yeah.
Yo, Kurt, give him the stank
I'm not saying
face,
he's worth
dude.
51, dude. He's getting paid more than Josh Allen.
That is crazy.
He's getting paid more than Matt Stafford.
Here's how I'm doing it right now, Kurt. I'm doing it as like, would I be okay if the Lions paid this guy that amount? That's how I'm doing it in my head. I'm not like comparing them to each other.
Okay. All right. Number 4, Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he earned
That's
it.
a steal.
Number
That's a
3,
steal
Justin
at 4.
Herbert, 52.5 mil.
I think he's got potential.
Yeah,
I think
he
he's
does.
worth it for right now.
Okay, he's
Dude,
a
it's so
baller.
hard because their whole team never stays healthy, dude. By the end of the season, he's always throwing it to like a waiter.
Number 2,
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Waiter.
Mahomes, obviously, 52.65.
Yeah.
Pay Mahomes, dude. He's
Guy just continues to prove he's worth it in a game that, like, what are you doing winning that game after you just looked like dog water?
No,
the entire
100%.
season?
Postseason comes out and they literally look
annoying.
like the same old. Yeah, they look like the
By the
same
way,
old
real
Kansas
quick
City
side
Chiefs.
before we finish with the last one. If you look, I don't know if you guys saw the post game, and maybe it's just because it was cold. Maybe this is just how it is, though. Andy Reid's in that locker room. Did you see the energy, the difference between like a Pete Carroll when they were going crazy a couple weeks ago after a huge win, and he's dancing all over the place? Dan Campbell's like, "Oh no, we did the points another one," and then you got like Andy Reid, bro. Just all right, guys, good game, well done. Get rest, take care of your bodies this week. We'll see you next week. Like,
You know what their goal is, bro.
yeah, they just knew. They knew they were winning that game. It's annoying.
Dude, business as usual.
It's annoying. And number 1, Joe Burrow, 55 milli for Joe Cool.
It's annoying. No.
Yeah, I think Burrow's.
I
worth
still
it.
think he's a stud. I
Let me
knew
tell you-
Ty and Kurt were going to say no.
Let me tell you why. I think Kurt. I think you're the one who came up with these stats, but someone did, and that's why they're in my head. Joe Burrow has been hurt pretty much his entire career. He had a history of being hurt in college, and he clearly has a history of being hurt in the NFL. He can't stay healthy. He's a glass, and he looks like a glass cannon. He looks like a stud. He should be a model.
No
Right,
lie,
like-
you're bigger than him, I think.
Like I'm 6'3", dude. Come on.
Yeah, no, you're bigger than him.
I'm just saying, like,
Ty.
things have to listen. Oh, okay. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hear you. You have to look at.
I thought you were going with that.
I'm setting new precedents, man. If you guys are about to pay someone the most amount of money you've ever paid somebody, right? He's the number one paid guy in the all of NFL right now. He's the biggest, fattest deal, whatever. What? You got to look at everything. There has to be like checks, right? Like how many times has this guy been injured his entire career? There needs to be like 8 categories, right? Like all of them, first 4 categories, all QB stuff. A pocket awareness, the way he throws the ball, sky, like ceiling, right? Skilled ceiling, all that. And then the other 4, which are important. How often does this guy get hurt? Like, what does he look like? What does it look like when he's in the offseason? How well is he taking care of his body? How, like all these things. And if it's like check, pay this man every single thing you can afford, right? But you're looking at him, he's a glass cannon. He gets hurt so much, and these are things that I'd be paying attention to.
I mean, yeah.
Also his backup. What did his backup do
kind of popped off, man.
for what 2 or 4% of his total contract value compared to Joe Burrow's?
Yeah.
If you can get near the same output for 2 to 4% of the input, math just tells you that maybe you're overpaying somewhere.
And obviously, his talent is unquestionable. Like,
Yeah.
I want to say that. You're sitting here looking at when he's healthy. Chris, you've said it at a time. When he's healthy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
I think if you trust your process, right, you've got to keep your quarterback. Like if you trust your process.
Oh, he's their guy. They just overpaid the shit out of him.
Right.
I think that's what we're really saying is like, would we pay that for him? No.
I would pay that amount for him to be on the Lions. 100%.
Great, because you'd be paying for him to sit on the bench, Chris, because he gets hurt every year.
You also wouldn't know, and that's the other thing though. You have to think of the opportunity cost of not being able to pay somebody else.
Not with our offensive line, Tyler.
Like when you pay your quarterback that much, you're definitely giving up something somewhere else. Are they going to be able to afford to pay him and Jamar Chase?
Right.
Like
it is weird. Kurt, it is weird too. Like building the way that they built by drafting Burrow instead of getting an O-line first is not the way to do it right now. Build through the trenches so that when you get that guy, you can keep him healthy.
Because you can keep your line for like 8 years, like
Yeah.
5 to 8 years, where if you have a quarterback and you don't have a line, you're going to waste his first 2 to 3. And then it's like you're hoping that I don't know. You guys have done it right with the lines.
I hope Penix goes to a team that has a really good O-line because he has a lot of injury concerns too, but the dude's a baller. And if he can stay healthy and not get, I mean, Joe Burrow's been rocked so far.
Dude, I'll say something controversial. There's only maybe Caleb. I kind of like Drake May right away better. I think there's only 2 quarterbacks that should start, that should even think of starting week 1. Everyone else needs to sit. And people need to start paying attention to the Packer way.
There's at least 4 that can. There's at least 4 that can start.
3 in a row, and I'm getting sick to my stomach.
It is sick. It's annoying. It's disgusting. It makes me. I hate it. But by the way, go this weekend.
Hey. Yeah, absolutely. I have. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, I got it.
All right, guys. This is just breaking like an hour before we went live. Mike Tomlin tells the Steelers that he plans to coach in 2024.
Great.
We'll see if they decide to move on from him. So far, I believe every year that he's been in the last year of his contract, they extend him before the season. They didn't this time. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Last ride.
It could be his last ride. Maybe he gets one more year. That'll be interesting. The Bills were dropping.
What if he
like
pops
flies.
off?
I know. I mean, he could.
Dude, last ride, he pops off, then he goes somewhere else with a better roster.
Yeah.
Well, they're in a bind, man, because they're only going to go as far as a quarterback takes them. And I think what they found out by starting Mason Rudolph in that playoff game is that they don't have one.
That whole starting him, and I don't want to spend a ton of time with Steelers because I'm so pumped to talk about these games with you guys this weekend. But man, like it didn't make sense that they didn't go back to Pickett. It didn't make any sense. Like he balled out when they fired their offensive coordinator, Canada, right? Then he gets a little hurt. Then Mason Rudolph balls out. They never went back to the guy they drafted. Like, why would you not do that in one of the last few games? It's his team. He was there all year.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, you're right.
I wonder why they would do that.
That makes me question Tomlin a little bit because you can't go back to Pickett now, can you?
I think they don't have a starting QB.
Not to mention Pickett's not even a guy though. Like Pickett shouldn't be their starter next year. Like he's not going to win them. He's not going to do anything that they didn't do this year. They need to go outside the building to get a guy that can elevate them.
Dude, when you have skill players like, and again, I'm not gonna say Najee. I'm just not. When you have skill guys like Jalen Warren and Pickens and
I love you, Chris.
and Deontay Johnson, you know what I mean? Like,
did you see that catch Pickens made across the middle?
I did, and Muth, by the way, too. Muth had a game.
He didn't make any of them look good.
But they both also fumbled. Freiermuth should not have been. That should have been overturned. That was absolutely a fumble.
I agree. I'm just saying though, like he still made incredible catches. Like they have weapons. They have. And Chris, I agree with you by the way, Najee. Like I was watching the game with my Steelers friend Matt, and we were sitting there, and dude, there were like several different runs where he just ran into people. He just ran, like he just didn't like. There's holes everywhere. He could have swept back out, went outside the numbers. He gets the ball, runs right where where obviously I'm assuming where the play says he has to run. And it's like, and then Jalen gets the ball, man, and my man's just popping, dude. My man's just, he's a rumbling, he's a stumbling, he's a tumbling. Oh, Jalen Warren. Like, he was, Joey Bell. Yeah, I agree.
All right, need you guys' opinions on this. Jason Kelce retires.
Yeah.
Does Travis follow suit and they go with just full-time podcasting together or no?
Yeah.
Travis came out and said no.
What? When?
He's got another, Travis, he said he's got another year?
Yeah, Kelce said he's not retiring.
No.
Wow. Dude, his second has
said to reporters he is not retiring.
Well, his second half of the season stats say otherwise. I mean, bro, dude, he's completely. I mean, again, is he hurt? Is he?
I think he is hurt.
Distracted?
He started the season hurt.
Well, you're saying he started the season hurt. He was the god at the beginning of the season.
No, hold on. He said he's not planning on retiring yet. He didn't say he's not retiring next year. He said, right now, I'm not planning on retiring.
All right. So if he wins the Super Bowl, he's retiring. If he doesn't, he might do one more year.
I think he's done. And they take their podcast and go crazy with some fun content next year. That's my guess.
I mean, they're totally better than the Manning brothers, by the way.
Way better.
Oh, absolutely they are, man. Because, dude, you got to look at personalities. The Manning brothers are like, and again, I've met Peyton before. Like, they're very, like, chill.
Yeah, they're like two cousins in Iowa drinking Busch Light watching the game.
Exactly.
They're
And then
and Greek yogurt.
I love that, Chris. They're oatmeal and Greek yogurt. And then you have just in my opinion, I guess dude, it's literally personal preference. What are you looking for? I would rather watch people that are like funny, entertaining, and they.
You want oatmeal and yogurt, or you want burger and beers?
I want burger and beers.
Yeah,
I want Travis Kelce and
100%.
Jason Kelce. I love him, man. But yeah, Jason Kelce retiring, dude. Look at him, bro. The dude's he's 36 years old. He's got gray everywhere.
Yeah, 36.
The dude looks hurt. The dude looks like he's been carrying a bus for the last 10 years of his career.
Dude, it's like so hard to be an offensive lineman.
Dude, he's not even he's a center.
Especially with the tush push.
Dude, you know what I mean? They like, imagine like you're a sim. Dude, his entire endurance bar, it just got burned, like completely because he just got tush pushed like 8 times a game. Dude's just completely just gone. Just getting landed on by
who's taking it in the
men.
tush more than Kelce in the last 2 years?
No one.
Did you hear that he revealed what he says every single time right when they snap the ball, he screams at the top of his lungs?
No, that's amazing.
You didn't hear this? Every single time he screams, "Fuck my life." Every time he said, every tush push, he screamed it as loud as he could because he knew he had to do it to get the energy up to just get destroyed by an entire defensive line.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
The pain, bro. Like, just
that's what
like
I'm saying. He's in so much pain, bro. Like, this had to have been the biggest toll on his body maybe he can speak to this, but like it had to have been the biggest toll on him.
Yeah.
You gotta think too. These guys all day.
Documentary? Oh my,
Not
dude!
yet.
You watched
I
the
need to.
Brother documentary on Amazon? It is, dude,
really good.
The way he moves, even at home, and he's talking about he's 36, right? 36 or 37, and he's talking about not being able to get down with his kids.
Yeah. His wife was joking about it. She's like, maybe when you retire, you can start playing on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
100%.
these linemen, dude, like you got to think they play their game, like they play the game during the week. They don't get like a full 7 days. Like the linemen at practice hit every day. Like Wednesday, maybe not, but like Thursday for sure. Like Wednesday, Thursday, they get at least a day and a half during the week to hit. They have to practice. Where like receivers don't get hit in practice because they're just catching and like they tag off. We're like, how are you gonna know if you're going to get your run block unless you're going to hit? And it's a little easier than the game, but the amount of contact on their body over the course of a season outside of just games, it adds up. So it's wild, dude.
100%. Guys, we're not gonna go through the entire coaching thing. We'll probably do that next week as more becomes known. But just some updates. Mayo is coaching the Patriots. That's official. Tomlin obviously plans on staying. Belichick interviewed for Atlanta. Harbaugh is talking to the Chargers. He's also continuing his extension talks in Michigan. So that's kind of a nothing burger other than that he's taking interviews. Ben Johnson is the favorite emerging for Washington right now. And that's most of the news. A bunch of other interviews happening. But I do want each of you to give one hot take. Give me one hot take prediction about any of those teams or any of those coaches. Of where you think one of them might go and why.
I think Belichick's going to end up in Atlanta.
Really?
I like that.
I do. I think he's a quarterback away, and I think he can lure a quarterback there. And I think he can get a better OC than he's had in the past. And I think he's self-aware enough to know that he needs a better offensive coordinator than he's had in the past few years. They have the bet. He said he specifically wanted a talented roster that has underachieved. That was the number one thing that he cared about. Atlanta's roster, especially offensively, super talented. Their defense is really good already, so he just has to re-navigate that a little bit. He's missing a quarterback. He can go get one, and they're in a division that is prime for the taking. What did Brady do when he left New England? He went down to the NFC South to go win himself a division and a Super Bowl. What's Belichick going to do? He's going to go down to the NFC South, baby.
Interesting, dude.
Yep.
I
love
got
that
one for you, and it's still Belichick.
All right.
So Kurt is right. He said he wanted a talented team who underperformed. Well, what better than two that made the playoffs? Okay. Now I know neither of these coaches have been fired, but show me Belichick in Dallas or Philly, fixing those defenses, and then letting the quarterbacks do what they do. He was always good when he let the quarterback take control and he took care of the defense. So, dude, that's my hot take.
I like it.
I like that, dude.
And it's super hot because neither of those coaches have been fired.
Yep, I like it. Ty?
Nah, I'll go last. You go, John.
Okay. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think that Harbaugh goes back to Michigan and stays in Michigan. And if that's not hot, if that's not a hot enough take, then give me Belichick not coaching at all.
Would I rather be?
I would love to see Belichick on TV, dude.
Easy. Both.
Me too.
I want people.
His personality when he opened up.
Yep.
Did you see the Pat McAfee? I think it was like
Yeah.
Pat McAfee. I was like, dude, like, holy shit! All this stuff I thought about this guy was not true.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like bashing him any chance I can. Like, this dude, like, no personality, no, like, he has just been stone cold quiet for 20 something years on the podium.
Dude,
And he was great on the show.
Every time I see this clip, I rewatch it of when Randy Moss convinced Bill Belichick to go to the Halloween party.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
so
you
it's
get
so
that
good.
Same vibe.
Yep.
All right, Ty?
Dude, I like. I don't know what to say, man. I like Bill Belichick going to Dallas. I don't like. I don't think Jim Harbaugh's going to go to the Chargers. From what you said, JB, that like the Chargers are kind of hitting like their cap nightmare, and why would he want to go there and just deal with like his first time in the NFL, right? Jim Harbaugh, like why would he want to come there and just deal with
his second?
that?
He was in the Niners, lost to his brother in the Super Bowl, but yeah,
right.
He wants the Super Bowl. He does not want to experiment.
Yeah, and I don't think that they would get that there. So, John, I'm gonna tail you on. I think Harbaugh stays in Michigan.
All right, love it.
All right.
Love it, fellas. All right, let's get into the games this weekend. Let's get into the games.
I'm ready. I've been waiting for this.
I know. We make people wait for the good stuff at the end. They're so pumped. By the way, I did hit my first 4 legs of this NHL parlay. Winnipeg's also winning. The Blackhawks are also winning. I just need the Flames to step up and the Oilers to step up. And I'm
You
chilling.
see the plus 11? See the plus 1100 I just hit?
I did see that, Chris. It was good. I sent him an over/under sheet, and all my over/unders missed that what I put together, and he hit.
Those weren't off your sheet. My one off your sheet missed.
Oh, great! I'll just go.
Those were ones that I just picked.
I'll just go F myself.
I'm riding so high right now.
I love it.
Dude,
I love it, boys. Let's get into these games. Now we're gonna do our locks last. So don't share any of your locks or let us know which ones they are if we're talking here. But we're going to go in order of the way the games are played this weekend, and I'm pumped about every single one of them. They all have great storylines. Texans at Ravens, a young C.J. Stroud balling without Tank Dell, with a defense that wasn't that great this year but is playing well now against Lamar and the Ravens, and who are heavy favorites at home. A lot of pressure on Lamar. So I want you guys to share your thoughts on the game. And then let me know eventually in your thoughts on whether or not you think there's a lot of pressure on Lamar to win this for his legacy.
I think, first off, I don't know if the Ravens have played a quarterback that's hotter than C.J. Stroud is right now. Like, yes, they played Stafford, went to overtime. They won the game on a crazy whatever ending. Like, C.J. Stroud's playing at a different level than a lot of these other guys with how he's actually playing. Not statistically, but, like, the way that he can throw with pressure in his face. And the Ravens get pressure. The Ravens play tough defense. Like, matchup-wise, C.J. Stroud, I think, he's up for the task. Is it going to be easy? No. Also, on the flip side, the Texans' defense has been pretty good all year long. The Ravens have to show up, and they should win this game, but this is not a game that I think they want to let the Texans hang around to the fourth quarter. So I'm going to go Ravens, but I'm going to take the Texans spread. I'm going to probably tease it a little bit. And I also think this is massive for Lamar. And I think for the city of Baltimore, this very much feels like what the Cowboys needed to happen. But I think the Ravens are going to do it.
You do. Would you be surprised? Like, give me a scale of 1 to 10, Kurt. How surprised you'd be if it's a 33-13 type game, Ravens win?
I would not be surprised.
You wouldn't be?
No. This is either going to be the Ravens handle business the entire way and just clearly outmatch them, or the Texans win barely. I don't think there's going to be a situation where the Ravens barely win.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for.
Dude, I had the Texans dominating the Browns. They're probably one of my most watched AFC teams all year was the Texans, because I took Stroud a lot. At the beginning of the year, I did a lot of FanDuel,
like I am hanging with my
and I picked him as a lot as my MVP, and he won me some money. And so I loved him. So I just always kept picking Stroud. I always kept watching him.
Blevins, cheers.
Even without Tank Dell, he's dominating. Nico Collins has ascended, in my opinion, as top 5 wide receiver in the NFL right now, or top top 5 wide receiver at least in the postseason. He's incredible.
Yeah.
He's insanely fast. He's got amazing hands. And I mean, dude, they put up 45 points, right? 45 points against the Browns, one of the best defenses in the NFL. Dude, I don't think they care. When I look at the Texans, I look at Green Bay. I look at a team that has literally nothing to lose. They are going to go crazy this game. They're going to be throwing the ball. They're going to just try to launch it to Nico Collins several times throughout the game. Like, will the Ravens be ready for it? Singletary's been doing really well also. And Stroud actually started running the ball a lot more too in the Browns game, which he doesn't usually run a lot. He was doing I think he's ascending at the perfect time. I think the Texans are ascending at the perfect time. I like the Texans straight up
to win.
I like the Texans to win.
I can see it.
I think that, and we talk about Baltimore having that week of rest, right, where they haven't played now. So now it'll be 2 weeks since they played. Technically 3 weeks, right, since they've sat all their guys on the last week. They had a bye, and now it's this game. I think you're going to potentially run into Houston coming in hot, and this is my same with the Niners, by the way. Houston's coming in hot. They're coming in prepared. They're coming in like battled and bruised, but ready. You know what I mean? Yep. With nothing to lose. And you have Baltimore, who's going to be coming in cold, right? How hard have they been practicing these last couple of weeks, or how much have they been resting? Can they come out and Lamar just sling it and dominate like they haven't skipped a beat? I don't know. I like Stroud here, dude.
Tyler, does this change your mind?
Tell me.
27 degrees is the high of the day with 15-mile-an-hour winds.
No, I don't. It doesn't change. I don't think
Tyler.
Come on,
Tyler.
Dude. What?
Let me just. I just gotta speak sense into you. You're normally the weather.
I like the weather, dude. But hear me out. It's the Texans, man. They've been dominating.
Lamar can run for 100 yards.
Stroud can also run when he needs to. Will he be? All right, that makes
Come
me a little.
Now.
It makes me nervous.
I would take the Texans spread then instead.
There we go. Let's see. Okay, let's walk.
If the weather's going to be that cold and the wind's going to be that crazy.
I'm fine if you want to pick the Texans. I really am. I just wanted you to have that, to know that, and to say that basically, in my mind, you think the Texans defense has to ball out so well that that Lamar loses the game for the Ravens, or that Stroud is going to run a ton, because throwing the ball in that cold 15-mile-an-hour winds, like Lamar could win that game without throwing for more than 50 yards.
Hear me out.
His other receiver just put on IR, by the way.
Who?
Brown, I believe.
Yeah, Noah Brown.
Oh, well, listen. Baltimore's offense isn't that difficult. Contain Lamar Jackson. What do you do with it? Listen, hear me out. The Texas defense is good, by the way.
They're playing well. They're playing well.
They are.
When we messed up against Baltimore, I'm trolling, by the way, like a little bit. But when we went against Baltimore, Aiden, our entire defensive line pinned their ears back the entire game. We did not collapse the pocket on Lamar one time. Aiden Hutchinson did his spin move and try to get outside like 40 times. And what did Lamar do? He just ran right up the massive hole.
Fred Flintstone.
Dude, Fred Flintstone, literally, dude, he just went and he just ran right up the middle for 20 yards. Like, you collapse the pocket on Lamar, you take away that, and they become an incredibly manageable offense, in my opinion. And I think that.
All right, are you picking the Texans or not to win?
I'm picking the Texans. I'm picking the Texans to win, but I'll take, if you're trying to bet on them, I'll take the spread. Give me the plus 10.5. Right. I like them plus 10.5.
All right, I love the boldness, bro. We all laughed at you when you picked when you picked the Packers straight up. We all thought they could win. No, we all thought they could win, but he went all in.
He
went all in. That was nuts. We were all kind of like, whoa.
That was awesome. It. Every second of it. I was hot and bothered.
All right, Chris.
I think Baltimore wins this game.
You can tease spreads, Avocado.
All right. Let me give you some of Stroud's away games this year. Lost to the New York Jets 30-6. He had 10 for 23, 91 yards. Lost to Carolina. Carolina's only win. No, they had 2. Lost to Carolina 15-13. He only threw for 130 yards against Carolina's defense. Okay. Lost to Atlanta away, and then the very first away game that this young man ever played, he lost in Baltimore. All right, 25-9, and Baltimore is way hotter now. And you know what? So is Houston. But give me Baltimore at home, like by a touchdown. I don't hate Texans plus 9.5, but I don't think that Baltimore's ever unless the Texans receive and score on the first drive, I think Baltimore's gonna take care of this.
Have you guys ever been to a Baltimore Ravens game in M&T Bank Stadium?
No.
They're one of like the sneaky like savage fan bases out there. Like they love that shit. They love them. They love the Orioles.
Yeah,
like
they're
the
nuts.
Baltimore fan base is like they're kind of like that. And I just think this game is they've been waiting for this for 2 weeks. You got to think Baltimore, they had a home game that they just lost because they didn't play their starters.
Yep.
They had a bye week. This city is fiending for meaningful football. Much like the Detroit Lions were for their home game. So that's what I'll be looking out for.
I want the Texans to win this game so bad. Like so bad. Because right now, like Chris said earlier in the show, we've won a playoff game. We won our home playoff game. Now we get the Bucs. Like, I don't want to sleep on the Bucs. We'll talk about that game in a second. But like, we are a Bucs win away from the NFC Championship game, which means if that happens, we are one win away from the Super Bowl. So it's time to stop saying the Lions don't have a chance to make the Super Bowl. They have a chance. And if they have a chance, I don't want them to play the Ravens. Okay. I want them to play anyone else. And so if the Texans can get them out now, that'd be awesome. I'll be cheering so hard for Houston. I picked him to win more than 8 games. Kurt's still going to be jumping through a table soon.
Yep.
But this is where
Wait a minute, hear me out.
What?
What if it's Packers and Lions in the NFC Championship game? We got to all go, and that's where the table happens.
That'd be sick.
Is that where the table jump happens?
I would have to get tickets like the second that game was scheduled.
Respect.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Because it's gonna be that's gonna be $1,000 a seat after 2 hours.
Now we would
You just hit a parlay, Chris.
Yeah, we have context here, bro. We'd get face value.
Dude, I want you guys to know that Colorado State is about to lose to the Air Force.
Ooh, I almost bet on that.
I want you to know.
That's
I want you
crazy.
to know.
It's also
I
gonna
have
cost me
Air
$1,000.
Force. I have $2,000 on Air Force plus 180.
Well, you're a psycho. Well, they're up by 4. They're up by 4 with 30 seconds left.
I had
just
them up
lost
10.
my parlay. That's crazy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's incredible.
No, dude, don't worry about it, dude. I'm terrible. I guess I'm terrible at taking minus 2,000 odds. And why would I add that in a parlay? I guess. Like, I was like, dude, this will increase my odds by like $200. Like, I'll get an extra $200 from this. Like $100. Like, let's do it because I had a 10-leg parlay.
By the way, someone says if the Texans beat the Ravens, Texans beat the Lions. John, that's not how that works.
Dude, Tyler, I love you. I love you, dude, because I know exactly that thought process. You're just like, oh, that changed by some significant amount for such an easy pick.
Literally, I was like, dude, that's enough, man. Like, that's enough. Like, let's go for it.
Oh my God.
I immediately regret my decision, and I'm sitting here crying in the club. So,
Dude,
Write that one in your diary. I want to keep track of like minus 2,000s that we miss.
I'm so sorry, dude. I didn't even know they were minus 2,000 when I took them.
yeah.
What better proof that it's not easy, man?
Dude, all I know is I saw them up by 10 points, and I saw the odds at plus 180, and I was like, give somebody a 10-point lead in a game?
Keegan Murray makes one more 3, by the way, and there's an entire quarter left. I win $700.
So you're
Tyler's
back.
sweating. He's up sweating,
You're up.
dude.
I'm sweating a lot of bets right now. I got a lot of. Also, the Suns could come back and win, and that would be great for the Kings. For this other play I have.
That would hurt.
Let's go.
All right,
Why
John.
are we so
on,
opposite
Ty.
today?
I don't know, man.
I
Oh,
don't
dude,
like
we're
this.
talking again. So yeah, give me the Texans, bro.
Yeah, I want to talk football, John.
I know, my
Sorry.
bad.
Sorry, Ty got us all distracted, dude.
I did. I'm sorry.
That's what I was checking.
We gotta kind of burn through the rest of these, by the way.
Suns too. All right. Well, Ty, you just took 5 minutes talking about basketball.
Sorry, dude. That's on me.
All right. Give me the Ravens. I think they're going to win that game, but go Texans. Packers at Niners Saturday night. I don't know if I had mentioned it once before. I don't know if chat like knows this or if you were listening. The Packers are the first 7 seed in the history of 7 seeds in the NFL to advance to win a game in the playoffs. Crazy. They also have more playoff wins in AT&T Stadium than the Cowboys, I believe. Is that true?
Oh my God.
They have
Yeah,
more, and
no,
I think they
no.
have more.
Yeah.
Yeah. How crazy
The
is
Packers
that?
have never lost a playoff game in AT&T Stadium.
I should have bet 5,000 on the Packers to win that game.
So
Listen,
my question for you though is, can the Packers become the first 7 seed in the NFL to advance to the NFC Championship game?
yes, I have the Packers. I'm not kidding when I say this. I have the Packers winning this game also. If you want to take the spread too, tease their plus spread as much as you want. Like they're at plus 9.5 right now. You guys can tease it to plus 14.5. Dude,
That's what I have.
listen, man.
Aaron
Look, dude.
Jones.
Look what they just did.
I'm picking the Packers too.
It's not even Aaron. It's not even just Aaron Jones. Just hear me out, dude. You have a hot team, nothing to lose. Green Bay Packers just came in, whomped Dallas at home, whomped them 28 points. 28 points in the first half. Dominated. They picked Dak off several times, which is what they're going to have to do to beat the Niners too. They're going to have to pick off Purdy.
Dude,
I think they can do it, man. I'm sorry, bro. I think they can do it.
Can I ask you a question before your analysis, Kurt?
Yeah.
Because I saw you tweeting a little bit about this. What did you love so much about the Packers' run game in 12 personnel? What was like getting you going there? Like, what were they doing well? I know
they were using their shifts and their motions, had good timing, and all of the runs were like Aaron Jones slashing the defense. They weren't running wide zone. They were trying to cut them vertically.
Colorado State just tied it. 64, 2 seconds left. I'm so sorry. Keep going.
Oh no!
Oh, Kurt. But my parlay's alive.
We're gonna start making a new rule that we're not betting on any games while we're doing this.
Never.
But my parlay is still alive now.
And wasn't one of the tight ends blocking really well too?
Kraft's a dog. Musgrave just came back in. He scored a touchdown. Just like the way that their run game was set up, they weren't trying to like run sideways. They were just slashing vertically. Aaron Jones was having good yards after contact, and like they were not shying away from anything. And it set up the deep crossers off of that in the play action game, and that's what I loved about it. Honestly, it was just like they looked fully in sync with the entire game plan.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I liked.
So, Kurt.
Yes.
Who are you taking?
What do you got?
Dude. I gotta go with the Packers. I'd be a fool. I'd be a fool to not drink the juice. And
I'm drinking the juice. I'm chugging it, dude.
I think like the only thing that scares me is Bosa and Young. Like that's what scares me. But I think they're gonna have the wherewithal to prepare for that in the best way, shape, and form that they can. And I don't think they're gonna let those guys wreck the game. I mean, the last time that I can remember in recent history that the Packers went to Santa Clara to play against the 49ers, I believe it was either Sunday night or Monday Night Football, and Aaron Rodgers had 40 seconds, no timeouts to get in field goal range. And he ripped two nasty passes to Devontae Adams across the middle of the field, won the game on a Mason Crosby game-winning field goal. And I don't know, man. The magic's still there. The magic is still there. So I think that the Packers are going to win.
All right. Hey. I'm going to say something right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who else smacked the Cowboys this year? The San Francisco 49ers 42-10.
Right. No, which is why I think it's going to be a great game.
Dude, I will just say this, okay? Because the Packers defense is going to need to do way more against Kyle Shanahan than they had to do against Mike McCarthy. All right. Kyle Shanahan is going to have these boys ready to go. The first scripted 15, dude. Oh my God, just the way they get McCaffrey in space, the way they get the Debo in space, it's a completely different animal than the way the Cowboys use their skill players. And so, I think the 49ers win this game by at least 10. Okay. I think the Packers, the only way the Packers, like Love, it's all Love.
It is on Love.
And because
that's what they do.
Because the 49ers offense is going to score. And
that's what they do.
Dude, that's all I'm saying.
I'm saying here's what the Packers do, and this is why I think they can do it.
That is a hard task. There's only one team, like the team I am the most scared of, besides the Ravens, is the 49ers. They are good in almost every aspect. They have the most athletic linebackers in the league.
You saying that makes you want the Niners.
Oh my!
Makes you want. I want them.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like 34-24.
Dude. I think the Packers, what they're doing better than any team in the NFL right now, statistically, and they have to be top 3, top 5 at this, is taking time off the clock with their drives and scoring, by the way. Not just field goal, like getting in the end zone. 7-minute drives. They receive the ball. It's 7. They're up 7-0 with 6 minutes 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Like, I think that if they're going to win this game, it's gonna be that. And if it's gonna be that, it's gonna be a low scoring game. if it's gonna be that, it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think the Packers could win like 24 to like 20, 21, 24, 23, something like that. Say literally same thing like the Rams Lions game, in my opinion. Like if they're gonna win that game, it's gonna be by a field. Like it's gonna be that. So
I promise what I'm doing here is I'm not calling the Niners frauds. I promise you that is not what I'm about to say. But I do want to go through some things real quick. October 15th, they lose to the Browns. They lose to the Vikings the week after that. They lose to the Bengals the week after that. They beat the Jaguars. We now know who the Jaguars are.
Frauds.
They beat the Bucs. We know who the Bucs are. They had a great game last week. We all know who the Bucs are. They won 9-0 against the Panthers in a must-win game. They beat the Seahawks. We know who the Seahawks are now.
Frauds.
They beat the Eagles. We know who the Eagles are now. They beat
Terrible.
the Seahawks again by 12. We know who they are. They gave up 29 points to the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals
Not as good of an
horrible.
offense as the Green Bay Packers.
Not as good. They get smacked by the Ravens. They beat the Commanders. We know who the Commanders are. And they lose to the Rams in a game that really doesn't mean anything. And now they play the Packers. They haven't played a meaningful game. They played one meaningful game in the last 10 weeks.
They've played 2 or 3 good teams all year, if that.
Yeah, and I'm not calling them frauds because I love the coach. I love what Purdy's doing. He's hitting all the weapons. I love it, but I just
Agreed.
after they haven't played a game in 13 days. Give me the Packers to win.
Oh my God, dude.
33 to 20. 33 to 20.
Wow.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, look, should the 49ers win this game? Yes. Does their roster say they should win this game? Yes. Does their scheme say it? Does everything say it? Yes. But I also think they have everything to lose. The Packers are playing with house money.
They have nothing
Packers
to lose,
are like
dude.
us right now, making our
love
parlays,
that.
baby. Like they have
They're
nothing to
playing with
lose.
house money,
They're
dude.
young. They have like they don't even know any better. They might walk in there and just start lighting it up. They might. And my biggest thing is like, where would you rather be in this game? Would you rather be the team with nothing to lose that's also on fire, or the team that hasn't played a meaningful game in months?
And hasn't played in 3 weeks. Like a real
13
game in
yeah,
3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm just
Dude,
saying, I
Give me my
human
3
nature.
points.
This guy in my
Chris, I
chat
love
goes,
you.
Packers. Someone goes, Gilbach, Packers aren't on fire. Homie, have you not watched? Like, what do you mean?
Their offense is they're a top 5 offense right now in the league.
What do
Brother.
you mean they're not on fire? What,
might be.
Gilbach, one good game? You're delusional,
And their
man. I just
defense
ban you.
and their defense has had 3 straight baller games
Yeah.
as well.
Their defense is playing entirely different schematically. Like they're not giving up free 8-yard completions on 3rd down.
Yeah.
They're strapping it up. And Jair Alexander's back. And their
And
other
he's
DBs are
balling,
back.
and they're letting him ball. They're letting him play
Yeah.
now. They're letting Jair go cover who he wants to cover. Like
Let him
they
do what he
don't
wants
care.
to do. He's
They
going to
don't
get you a
care.
pick a game.
Yeah, they're just
No.
like, go play. It's fun, man. They're fun. I can't wait to watch it. And you know what?
Yeah.
This will go viral no matter what. Here, we're gonna get canceled for the horrible takes, or
Yeah,
we're gonna be
absolutely. It's
correct. And
fine.
either way, it's good for us. All right, a couple more, guys. Two more. Here we go, and then we'll do our locks and we're done. I know Ty's sweating some bets here, and that's all good.
No,
it's
I'm
also
not.
a late
I
Tuesday.
am kind of.
We've got Bucks at Lions. Can't
me
believe
Lions
we
by
got another
100.
home playoff game. How do you see this one going, guys?
Lions by 100.
Lions by 100. That's what Ty
Yeah,
says.
Lions are going to win this game like 27 to 13.
I really do want our offense to like show up and show out for 4 quarters. That would be great.
30
But I
to
do
30 to 13. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I think I can see this kind of being like a 4-point game, like 30-26, Bucks late score, something like that.
Yeah, I just think we're going to get after Mayfield. And if we lose this one, guys, I will be very, very upset, to be honest, like because it's a game we should win at home.
Correct.
Go
You're
get the
right.
players ready. And like we have no problem getting up for the big game. Can we get up for the 2:00 game on Sunday against the team we should beat? Like, don't rest on your laurels. I don't think Dan Campbell will let them.
No.
Let's go get them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think yeah, we just show up, dude. We have to.
All right, dude. Chiefs at Bills. Pat Mahomes gets to play in his very first ever away playoff game.
Yeah,
Bills are
it's
favored
quite
by
simple.
2.5.
It's quite simple, dude. It's quite simple. Give me the Chiefs, dude.
What?
I think that Mahomes does it again.
24
think that-
degrees high, by the way. No snow.
Dude, just I don't know, man. Like I think Josh Allen throws a pick here in this game.
16-mile-an-hour winds.
Just give me Mahomes, man. Again, I don't know. Like the Chiefs, and I hate being that guy that's talking about Mahomes. Dude, he's different. Their whole team is different in the postseason. And like the way that they handled Miami, bro, out of nowhere, they're driving the ball. Like they're driving, they're passing. People are Kelce dropped the most balls. Imagine if Kelce shows up. I'm feeling a little Mahomey right now.
Dude, can I tell you who I have? I need to tell you the first bet I put in this week, Tyler.
Let me hear it, dude.
Bills minus 2.5, $2,400.
Really?
Bills minus 2.5. And I'm gonna just say this: what I needed to see out of the Bills were other receivers besides Diggs gonna step up, and Shakir and Hardy, balled out. And I also think that the Bills being willing to run with Josh Allen is gonna be the difference maker in this game because, look, Pat can scramble, he can do all that, but like the designed runs in the cold weather are gonna be the difference in like third down conversions on 3rd and 4. Like, I just think this matchup is a nightmare. And let's just remember, not long ago did this Chiefs team lose to the Raiders. Like an ugly game to the Raiders. Like the Chiefs have had some really ugly games. The Bills have been on fire recently. The Bills are like the AFC version of the Packers, in my opinion. Maybe not as clean, but like they're on a roll. And they're playing at home. That stadium's going to be crazy. Mahomes' first ever playoff game on the road.
Dude,
just saying.
Yeah, this is my game of the week. Because both of these teams, like the Chiefs defense is humming and the Bills offense is humming. Yeah, I think the Bills win by a field goal. And then let's get a score. Give me 27-24 Bills and Josh Allen.
27-24 Bills.
And it covers for me.
Dude, I'm having a hard time making this decision, honestly. Like the Bills won by 3 in Kansas City just a couple of weeks ago. If you guys remember that game, it was crazy. Allen threw for 233. Mahomes threw for 271. They both threw a pick. Man, I don't know. I don't like it. I like the Chiefs. Like, what the heck? I hate the Chiefs this year, but they are so good. Give me like 35-31 Bills.
Wow.
35-31, and it's going to be a high. It's going to be like it was 2 years ago in the playoffs where they just trade. They're both just going to ball out. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to watch it. Cannot wait. I might live stream it. I might be live for it.
Hell yes.
All right, guys, we're almost done here. We got to go, though, with our locks.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Our locks of the week. So you got to give me a team and a prop. Are we doing this together right now and making these?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's be patient then as we put this in. Let's start with team. I'm going to do 2 separate parlays. Tail at your own risk, ladies and gentlemen. This is not gambling advice. We're going to each pick a lock with a team. It has to be minus or plus 150, or in between there, of course. If you're going to be teasing or anything like that, you can tease. It can be money line, it can be points, and it can be over under. That's it. We'll do props after this. Who wants to go first?
I will. Give me the Lions Detroit, the Lions Tampa game. Give me under. You're gonna tease this up, by the way. Give me under 50.5 at minus 135.
I kind of like over 50.
You like the over? You like over 50.5 at plus 115?
No, I like over 48.5 at plus or minus 112.
Well, both could be right.
Dude, I know, right? Both could be right, Chris. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just don't think. I don't think they.
Why tease it for the under if you don't just like the over?
Yeah,
that's a good question, dude. That's a good question.
Or you're just being safe. Are you just being safe? That's fine if you're being safe.
That's me, dude. That's me being safe. That's how I win a lot of these. That's how I win a lot of these bets, man. Now you're saying, you know what? Now you guys are scaring me, dude.
I'm not scaring you. I'm just talking.
He's not even gonna touch the game,
man. I don't even want to touch the game anymore, dude. I'm out. I'm done. I'm kidding, dude. Give me a. All right, here's my lock, dude. I'm gonna tease the Chiefs spread. I'm gonna tease the Chiefs spread. Give me the Chiefs at plus 4.5. Minus 150.
Okay.
Say that one more time.
Chiefs plus 4.5.
Dang.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I think they're gonna fucking win, dude. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry for the language.
Minus 145. So Chiefs plus 4.5. I'll take it. I'll put it.
You guys don't have to. You guys don't have to tell me.
I'm falling. This is what we do.
Give me Lions Bucks over 48.5.
Okay.
Lions.
Just straight up, baby.
I'm just saying that the Lions. Listen, I'm just saying that the Lions Rams didn't cover at 48.
The Lions are going to score a lot.
I think that the Rams offense is about 5 times better than Tampa Bay. Okay, so that's why I went and teased the under on the Tampa Bay Detroit game. That's my reasoning for that. Okay, so I'm just saying if you're crazy if you think Tampa Bay is going to score more than the Rams if we play to the level that we played at, that's so. I'm just saying.
All right, it's a lock.
Give me the Ravens -7.5.
The Ravens -7.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think the Ravens are gonna win like 30-3 or 30-10.
Okay.
Oh my God, we're all not on the same page at all this week.
It's what locks are. That's fine. You can do whatever you want in your own parlays.
Kurt, do the parlay. Do the parlay. Bet like $5.
All right,
Yeah.
Here we go.
Kurt's next.
My lock of the week. Give me Green Bay Packers plus 10.5 for -120.
Love it.
I love that, dude.
Give me that.
We're at plus 950 with these.
Yeah, this is wild.
Packers plus 9.5.
10.5, John.
Plus 10.5.
Done. I bet place.
I'm literally just doing a unit on this. I'm not doing anything crazy.
Same.
Okay.
Colorado's
One more time.
up
Plus
by,
10. Dude, the Colorado won. I lost my bet, Tyler. You jinxed it, dude.
I didn't jinx it. There's no such thing as
Hope
jinxing.
your parlay hits, dude.
And it should.
Minus 2,000. It was always a lock.
Hold on. Hang on. Let me check. Clemson is tied. Clemson is also tied to Georgia Tech. 71-71. 3 seconds left. It's going to be back-to-back OTs on 2 of the highest odds that I should have won.
That's gross.
College
I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw
Imagine
up.
sweating that.
All right, guys.
Why am I
Player prop
sweating this?
locks.
Ooh.
Oh man, I love these.
Player prop lock. Each of us share one. We'll parlay it together. Same rules for betting numbers, by the way.
I got mine.
All right, Chris, share it.
He has hit this the last ever since he's been healthy. Give me the over on Nico Collins receiving yards.
I like that.
Especially with Noah Brown out. It's 78.5, and he's in the last 2 games, he's almost gotten that on 1 play. So
Respect.
Nico Collins
over 78.5 receiving.
Over some. Okay.
That's mine.
Yeah, I got one.
All right.
Give me Jordan Love. 249 yards, over 249 throwing passing yards against the Niners.
I like that one. Chris, I like yours too.
Done. I added that one. John?
Kurt? Okay. Give me 1 more second. I need to go as receptions, actually. No, I can't. I can't touch that shit. Give me Amon-Ra receiving yards over 89.5.
I love that. I love that, bro.
Yep.
I love that. John, by the way, in order for me to do this, you need to pick something from the Chiefs Bills game, please, for me.
Yep, I can do that. Hold on. Let me. I need you to say that one more time. Player total receiving yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 89.5.
Yep.
Okay.
Give it to me.
And then Ty, I have to do one from the Chiefs Bills.
Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills
Not
for me.
a problem. I was already looking at that one just now. I have to find what I was seeing earlier.
In my opinion, Josh Allen and or Mahomes over rushing.
Dude,
person. Or Rashee Rice receiving.
We don't want to. I want to do one though where we're kind of not cheering against each other. Like Chris picked the.
Who cares, bro?
I care a little bit.
Come on, who cares?
A little bit.
It's. I like Rashee Rice, dude. I might just take it, and no matter what you say.
You do what you want. I'm doing Mahomes over 27.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
That's plus 1,098.
Plus 1,000.
Wow. I'm putting 1 unit on this as well.
Same.
Oh, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm gonna bet a lot. I'm gonna bet a lot this weekend, dude. Oh my god. Also, I bet $125 to win 704. I haven't won an NBA parlay like this in a while. Michael Porter Jr. hit his threes over 2.5 threes. Keegan Murray over 2.5 threes. Kawhi Leonard over 1.5 threes. Let's go. Needed that.
Oilers tied it up, dude, by the way. So I just need the Flames to tie it up here and the Blackhawks to win in overtime. And I hit a $10 to win 508.
Georgia. Okay, listen.
508.
Yeah, dude.
I want to know this statistically, by the way. Colorado State's going to win, by the way. It's over. How many fucking times have you? I made a 10-leg parlay. The last 2 legs that were minus 2,000 Colorado State to win. Clemson minus 750. They're both in OT.
Dude, it's college basketball, baby.
I
love college
it's
basketball.
psycho. I love it too. Is Ty just leaving? Is he out?
All right, no, he's talking.
Oh, good night, kiss.
Close the door.
All right, love it. Sweet guys. Hey, well done. Well done on the show. We got a late start. We still made it our 2 hours. I don't know what you guys are doing Sunday night. I'm gonna go live for that game. If the Lions win, at 2:00, I'm going live to do a watch party for the Sunday night game. If you guys want to join me, you're more than welcome to.
Sure, dude.
Which one is the Sunday night?
It's Bills Chiefs.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, that would be electric.
It'd be a lot of fun.
If I'm not doing anything, I'm in.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll let you know, John.
right.
I'm kind of interested in that too.
All right,
are you talking about Saturday? I will be
Sunday
in
night.
Sunday
night.
Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night.
After the
Sunday night
Lions
I'll be
game.
home. Sunday night I'll be home. Saturday I'm gone. I'm completely gone all day. I'm gone Friday and Saturday. So if you guys need me.
All right.
That's a fun way to find
All right,
out
love
about
you
family
guys.
Friday,
Boys.
Friday. All right, guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Great show. We'll see you
boys.
next time, baby.
That was fun.
Peace, guys.
Hope your team
Take care,
wins, chat.
everyone.
Boom.
All right, guys. I'll be live tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. I love you. God loves you more. Let's change the world. We'll see you